this. We beat the Blues 5-0 last year. Why the glum faces?
Because that was last year.
Oh, you're missing Havertz, aren't you? That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah. I got it. I understand now.
I would say Havertz doesn't make a bit of difference, but anyway. It wouldn't surprise me if Arteta starts Tierney to prove his point. He is sickening. Prove his point. You mean covering up his own arse, but to hide his criminal activity? You know. First, Rashid, big up, man. Hope you're good.
Big up to everyone.
Yeah,
but
lots of people
big
here.
up to everyone. Big up to everyone.
Boy.
Thanks for having me on, and sorry for being late. I just want to sim all the games till the Real Madrid game, because let's just be honest. Like, if you draw the next games until we face Real Madrid, we'll still be second place. Yes, it's not. We're gonna get Champions League either way. That's what I believe. I think our full focus should be on Real Madrid, because this Premier League, this league is gone. We're not winning it. So I don't know. In my opinion, I think we should just sim it, because there's no point anyway. None of the players now are thinking of this game. They're only thinking of the Real Madrid game, in my opinion. But again, I think it's going to be a draw. What difference is it going to make? Are we going up against a Chelsea team that is unpredictable? So we don't know how they're going to face us, or what kind of Chelsea team will be the one that we'll face. But yeah, I think we should be worried about a Cole Palmer. And there's a couple of players, and Neto. There's a couple of players that they have. They can boss that midfield. Caicedo, Caicedo's a problem if he's on his day, of course. And yeah, probably their weakest point is defensive. That they can't really defend, can they? Their defense is a bit shaky, but our attack is toothless. So much of a muchness. But yeah, big up to everyone, man.
No, it's good to see you, mate. It's good to see you go. Sorry, Lee. Who are you most worried about in this Chelsea game?
If you're talking Chelsea, I mean, there's two obvious that have already been mentioned. Cole Palmer, although he's not been in the most electric form of his career and have missed his last penalty in the last Premier League game, you need to keep an eye on him. He's a natural talent. He's having a little bit of a dip, but you can't allow him any space. He's one that's not afraid to have a bit of a shot from outside the penalty area. The other one's Neto. Very much one that, at Wolves really impressed everyone. And, was very much highly talked about coming to Arsenal before he joined Chelsea. A lot of people were worried, including myself, about his injury record. But at Chelsea, he's been really good. So, fair play. I can put my hand up and say when I'm wrong sometimes. But you're all making the point about the league's gone. I'm not even gonna go there, because the last few results have killed the league. But as opposed to simming it, well, let me remind you, we don't have a game for ages after this. I mean, we're obviously going to make a few changes anyway, because the likes of, the man of the match from the other night, Sterling's going to be missing. I know you're going to be missing him.
That's not a big loss. Come on. That's not a big loss.
I'm being fair.
Just because he had a very good game against freaking PSV does not make him look like he's turned it around. What's the saying goes?
I never.
One swallow doesn't make a summer. Come on.
Well, better swallow than anything else. Anyway, let's just carry on.
Tell that to my missus, man. Do you know what I mean? What's going on?
The setup was there, and I thought I'd play it for you, mate. There you go.
Yeah, don't worry. I don't miss things like that. Do you know what I mean?
Good
as soon
man.
as you started talking about that, I was just waiting.
There you
the
go.
wings.
Absolutely. But yeah, I'm going to get it back on track now. Look, I'm not going to say that Sterling's been the best thing since sliced bread, because he obviously hasn't. He's a terrible time. But I want to give him a little bit of credit where it's due, because he had a chance to play a game and obviously it was a dead rubber anyway. You don't need to tell me that. I'm not blimmin' stupid. I'm not that deluded. Even Arsenal always will say I'm not that deluded. But maybe it will. I don't know. But he took his time. He had a decent game, and he had a couple of assists on it. So it would have done him the power of good, especially with the blimmin' fat shaming as well in the chat. Look at that. I'm not one to talk.
Hey.
I don't know what it is. It's insulation. I don't know.
Well, I think you look fantastic, mate. Don't worry about
Thank
that.
you very much. I've been working out.
Oh, and we got the biceps. There we go.
I got the
Good.
biceps. There
Give
you
us
go.
a bar.
That's
Question
it.
to the panel.
Hulk Hogan's got nothing on me.
Question to the panel. Are we really bothered about the Chelsea game tomorrow or where we end up finishing? Let's be real. Forest will finish above us. I mean, they got the job done tonight, 4-2 against Ipswich, which basically is just kicking a tin can, really. But they got their job done. They are literally nipping at our heels now. They're at 1 point behind us.
Yep.
They've been better than us this season.
Which is really, really worrying. But Forest have had a very good season, nonetheless. It just doesn't make sense how this season's gone. This season has gone amok. You know, we've spoken about injuries and red cards, and Aaron, your money figures are absolutely through the roof, which is you know, you've got something coming up through the pipes, so that's going to be something to really, really look out for. It's just been an absolute headache. It's been an absolute headache, and there is a point of me now where we're in our 15th of March. We got about 10 weeks to go until the end of the season. It's reaching a point now where it's like, after Real Madrid, that's it. Our season's done.
Yeah,
hanging around for top four is then all we've got to then try and pursue for. But then that's the bare minimum for this ruddy football club, isn't it?
Yeah, Cole, listen as well. Yeah, I want to jump in as well on this because it's on camera as well. I'm not just saying this. It's findable for whoever disagrees or don't think I said this. I actually think the Premier League was gone in Brighton when we drew 1-1, not away from home, but actually at home. You know, when Declan Rice got sent off. I was sat in the stadium in that ground, and I watched that football team, and I looked, and I know. Listen, I've been watching football probably not as long as some people on this panel. That's absolutely fine. But I've been watching football since 96, 97, yeah? And I had a good grasp of football in 96 and 97. And of course, I was only young then, but I got a greater grasp of it. But I still knew what the crack was then. You know, 35, 30 odd years later, I know what champions look like, is the point that I'm trying to get to. I can look at a team and go, yeah, they're made of that. When we played Brighton at home and drew 1-1, we got Declan Rice sent off. We were 1-0 up, 1-1. You know, we had numerous chances. I think 2 or 3 good chances to win that game as well. And that was with 10 men. I sat in my seat and I thought, I'm not watching the English Premier League champions this season. I knew it. From that game, I had that feeling. I went, nah, these ain't champions here. No way. And nothing that I've seen before it, or after it, rather, sorry, has proved me otherwise. I've, in fact, been proved extremely right. My hunches, when I'm looking at a team and thinking, what have they got? And by that, I'm not just going, I'm not sulking and going, oh, we drew 1-1, well, we could have done this, and storming off like a little baby girl. You know, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, what are this team made of? Can they give us a champions win? Can they give us something? Can they pull something out the hat? They've been dominating. They've had a silliness and they got themselves sent off. They put themselves down to 10 men. You know, that can happen, but that's happened a lot of times this season, silly red cards, a lot of time. And that was maybe the first or the second time. And then you think, can you put away in adversity when it's 1-1 and the cards are against you? Can you score one of them 2 or 3 chances? And they were great opportunities we had down at the North Bank, because that's where I sit. It was in the second half, so I was watching them come towards me, the Gunners, and we missed every single opportunity. That's not what champions do. That just isn't. And I'd seen everything I needed to know that day, and that was very early on. I can't think what match day it was, maybe 10, between 10, 12, 13, you know, give or take a couple, whatever. I knew that we weren't going to be Premier League champions that day. I knew in my heart of hearts I was not watching the 24-25 champions. And it's very frustrating because it will always link back to that summer. Why will it always link back to that summer? Because we didn't do what was required. Why didn't we do what was required? Because we never do what's required. And that's the frustration, everyone. And I think the panel will be unanimously agree with me here, whatever the bloody word is. Yeah, I think they'll agree with me. We don't do what's required. Do you remember when Leicester won the league? We signed Peter Cech, man. Like, what else did we do in that season? Like, we finished second. What about if we'd have signed what was required, like a central defensive midfielder that we needed since Patrick Vieira left for Juventus in 2005? Like, we didn't replace him really until probably Thomas Partey. That's madness, man. That's serious systemic problems.
Sol Campbell for Saliba. Sorry, I just wanted to butt in. Sol Campbell.
Yeah. It's worrying thing. It's frustrating because we'll always be sort of perceived as negative, frustratingly toxic. I don't think there's anything toxic in what I'm saying. All I'm doing is articulating with my eyes, with what my eyes see rather, and they don't see anything really that good. Like, we all knew that we needed a striker 2 years ago. We all knew that we needed a striker 3 years ago when we sold Aubameyang. But, I sort of get, and I'll give them that year's grace where they go, yeah, look, no one's available this year. We'll sign a winger. We'll do this. I can sort of understand to some extent, but not 3 or 4 seasons. I'm sorry, I just can't subscribe to that. And a point that I'll sort of sign off with is, everyone all wants Isak and Arsenal now, apparently after Isak. Okay, he was available 2 years ago. So is he the right player profile now, or is he not the right player profile then? What one is it? Like, I don't understand, because his player profile hasn't changed. He's just Premier League proven now. So is that all it was? Okay, so if you that's cool, but that's worrying that you can't identify that player because he hasn't changed as a player. He's just proven in the same league. Do you know what annoys me as well is if we actually release Victor Gyökeres's clause, it'd be bittersweet because whilst I do want him, I sit there and I think, do you know what? You release that clause, that's actually a slap in the face because I just sit there and think, why didn't you do that a year ago? Why didn't you do that last year? Why didn't you do that in January? It's a release clause. There's no negotiating to do. Here, Victor Gyökeres, you know that Arsenal Football Club give average players astronomical wages. Do you think if we say, Victor Gyökeres, do you want to come to Arsenal? Now we've activated your release clause. How much do you want? Here you go. Here's 250k a week, 300k a week. Do you reckon he's going to say no? What are we doing here? Like, that even, I'd like him to come, but that'd be just a slap in its face in itself and just thinking, why have you waited so long to do this? And it's the player identification. It's another conversation and I won't go into it, but hopefully Bert changes that, people. I really hope so.
He does. He needs to change it.
Yeah. You know what it is, Aaron, as well, when you're talking about that Brighton game. I think, I think it was early in the season. It was 6th or 7th or whatever. I was watching that. And then the next time we had someone sent off and we just locked up, against, we had Brighton. We did it against Brighton and we did it against, I can't remember who the other one was. But we locked up to the point of, all right, we're going to settle for this. We're going to settle. 10 men doesn't mean that the game's over. It doesn't. You know what I mean? You can still try and get a goal. You can still pass the ball around. With the way we play, with the sideways passing, it shouldn't really affect us. We're not Liverpool. We're not going a full pelt all the time, And yeah, with the Gyökeres thing, we were talking about that. I mean, it is. It's just after we could have done it so long ago, and like you were saying about not replacing players when everybody can see it's there. And Rashid mentioned about Sol Campbell. That we didn't replace him to Saliba. The other thing is we did try to replace him a few years after. We replaced him by signing Sol Campbell again after he had a spell of fortune not counting. We got him in on a fucking free.
He actually was half decent.
He scored in the Champions League final, but that was our replacement. We signed him after a stint at Notts County. That was what we did to partner him alongside fucking Mikel Silvestre and all the other rejects that we were passed down to.
Good times.
But yeah. But look, you know, I was the same. At the start of the season, I knew just by the way we were playing that we weren't going for the league, and it was the same last season when we beat United 3-1, and it was 1-1, and Garnacho was a pubic hair offside in injury time, and the goal got disallowed, and we should have lost 2-1. And Declan Rice scored, and then J2 scored, and it was papering over the cracks, and everybody was celebrating. And look at this. It was like they didn't watch the first 90 minutes. We were awful. And then we went to beat City 1-0 when Martinelli scored, when Tomiyasu nodded it down and Kai Havertz flicked it off to him. Again in that game, we were diabolical in that game. Diabolical. And
deflection as well, that, wasn't it?
And you could see that the faults were there. It was all there. It was just getting papered over with these little highlight reels. You know, look at this goal, look at this goal. And champions don't. You know, they say, oh, you win when you're not playing well. I get that, right? But that doesn't mean that, you know, you don't play well all season. You know, that's just the odd game where you don't play well and you win it. You know, like Liverpool. You watch Liverpool now. I don't know how many times they've gone 1-0 down this season, the smaller teams. It seems like every game they go 1-0 down, you get a little bit of hope. And then you watch Salah and you go, he's doing nothing. I remember I was watching it with my missus and she was saying, I thought he was good. And I said, look, this is when he's at his most dangerous. He'll score a winner now. He'll bend one in top corner, or he'll beat two players, or, you know, he's a match winner. Something we don't have. And then I'm looking at Kai Havertz was going, dear God, that's our match winner. It's that donkey up front. I mean, how can you win a league? You know, how can you win a league with that? It's insanity.
Yeah, no, mate.
Poor old Kai getting pelted when he's injured. That's it. It's awful.
Yeah, well, I'm sure his stats are better. Do you know what I mean? They definitely ain't worse.
Aaron's performance.
I know what you're
saying.
saying.
Good evening, sir. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. DJ G's in the chat as well. Big up, bruv. The link for StreamYards is pinned if you fancy coming on for a quick chat. Be good to see you in that. We could all agree on one thing, that we all want Newcastle to win the League Cup finals. We could have a little discussion on that. Newcastle Liverpool should be an interesting game. Have Newcastle got enough to get past Liverpool? No Trent.
No Gordon.
Trent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
Newcastle,
no Gordon suspended. Yeah.
Newcastle don't have Gordon, but Liverpool don't have Trent Alexander-Arnold either. So you kind of like subtract a pair of them, and you still got like a level playing field.
Huge blow not having Gordon. Huge blow.
It is.
Because like Newcastle have like 10 or 11 players. They need to buy more players. Do you know what I'm saying? Like after Newcastle are going to buy more players, you'll understand. We'll all understand how powerful this Newcastle team can be. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they already got 11 decent enough players. They got one of the best midfields in the league. Bruno, Tonali, and Joe Linton. Perfect duo. Perfect trio. But I don't know. Liverpool will probably win it because it's just personality. You know what I'm saying? It's the why Liverpool lost against PSG is something else. Because PSG are different to a Newcastle. A Newcastle are more of a team that would sit back and catch you on the counter. And without a Gordon, I don't know. I don't think they can pull it off.
So you don't think their transition from back to front is going to be as smooth as he is?
It is amazing. It is amazing. But like Gordon is a big part, and Gordon's one of the most underrated players because obviously he's a winger that doesn't do a lot of tricks, but he's always involved in the game. I like Gordon. I like his football.
Yeah.
But I think he's a huge blow. I think that would tip the scale to Liverpool's favour. Yeah, that's what I think.
I generally thought when he came out of Everton, I thought he's all right, but I need to see more of him. But it seems like Eddie Howe has taken him to another level. So
he's Martinelli 3 years ago before Arteta tipped his wings.
He's golden.
He's very direct. That's the best thing. Best attribute. Yeah. So, but Martinelli's playing left wing now. It's a bit different with Arteta. Do you know what I'm saying? He's playing left wing back.
Arteta's just ground him down. He's just ground him down to nothing.
Yeah.
I used to love Martinelli, man.
But Martinelli worked when we were playing that attacking, free-flowing football. But that cost us. So obviously he changed. He kind of shifted into like a more controlled football. We still saw glimpse of Martinelli, but then this third transition that he's done right now, where he's shifted to some or transition to some defensive kind of disgusting football that we were watching, Martinelli's nowhere to be found. He does not suit this system. He does not suit, because you don't need a Martinelli against a low block or a mid. It doesn't suit him. It doesn't suit him.
There isn't a player at Arsenal Football Club that would consider themselves an attacker that would say that this system suits them.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I agree.
I agree. You know, and what I don't understand is we every time we reference the Arteta good old days as 2 years ago when we were ripping teams to shreds, and he went away from that so quickly because they bottled it in the end. And I sit there and I just think to myself, do you know what? Jurgen Klopp, you know, they played that sort of same way. They had title challenges and they played a better Man City as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
They definitely did. But do you know what? They stuck to their guns. And instead of ripping up every single piece of paper, you know, erasing everything from the whiteboard, what they've done is they just built off of it. You know, they sold Coutinho and bought Alisson, and they bought Van Dijk with it. They played exactly the same way. They just strengthened what they was weak at. Arsenal just went under Mikel Arteta, went, oh, that didn't work with it. Right, let's just play completely defensive. Like, and I just sit there and I just think, do you know what? We were ripping teams apart for 3/4 of a season. Why couldn't we just add a few players in there, you know, that could just give us that bit more defensive solidarity, and then still rip teams apart for the vast majority of the season? You know, some people might say, well, yeah, you know, Jurgen Klopp still only won it once, but do you know what? He still won it once. And do you know what else he won in the Champions League? Do you know what else he won? He won the FA Cup. Do you know what else he won? The League Cup. Do you know what else he won? Other trophies in Europe, i.e. the World Cup, Club Cup, Europe, you know, the Super Cup. He won it all. Do you know what I mean? What have we won? An FA Cup under Emery's team. And the point I'm trying to make is, you know, I think he ripped up that blueprint when he got it right. I was leaving the Emirates. It was because it was surprising that year. I was leaving the Emirates for the vast majority of matches, very happy. Other than Manchester City this season and Chelsea last season when we beat them 5-0, you know, there's a span of a year there. I can't really remember too many times where I've left the Emirates happy, because whilst, yeah, we've left with wins, it's been painful. Like, I've accumulated a little Emirates survival pack that I've got myself. You know, it's got a pillow. You know, it's a bag I have to have. It's got a pillow in there. You know, a little neck brace should I lean a little bit too back. Got some sleep masks. Do you know what I mean? And just in case Darren next to me, you know, we get a little bit bored of the football on there, we've got a little Travel Connect 4. You know what I mean? We've got everything, because it's so boring going to the Emirates. The football's crap. And you know what? We don't even come away with a win. George Graham, I'll take that. If you told me I'll have George Graham football 38 games a season, do you know what? I'll go, might be bored shitless for 90 minutes, but I'll tell you what, we'll probably win a league title. We don't have anything under this manager. It's embarrassing. Frustrating.
Your dad's put in a question. I'd love Newcastle win against Liverpool. Not saying I dislike the Scouse Princes, but I just think it would be good for football. Or they haven't won anything in my lifetime. So,
despite how old I am.
I think they have been to. They was in the League Cup final. Was it last year? Last year against Man United, and they lost out there. So I think they're due. I think they're due to try and like win a cup. But they've done what they've set out to. They haven't tried to be so bloody ambitious with the squad and say, right, we need to win the league and Champions League. And they're like, no, we can only do what we can possibly try and do. Are we good enough to win the league? Not quite. Are we there to win the Champions League? No, nowhere near. Right, so what can we go for? FA Cup and League Cup. And the League Cup is there's also the easiest one to win, but it's the most direct one to reach a final to. And this is why, and I tried not to clip this because I was like, I would just have clips for days on this wank stain, and that's a gal, by saying, Man City that said no one gives a shit about the League Cup. Tell me why Man City won the League Cup 6 years out of 10 between 2014 and 2024 then. if it's a meaningless trophy.
Yeah.
Lee, you've got to shoot, mate. I've just seen in the chat.
I'm invading my daughter's bedroom at the minute, so I better get out of here. It's been lovely talking to all of you. I could stay on here for days. You know, I've got opinions, which are very different from you guys. I've really enjoyed the debate. If you don't know who I am, I'm Gooner Lee Meads, Lee Meadows. I run Gooner Gathering YouTube channel. Very family friendly, sort of orientated. So that's what I do. And yeah, make sure you are liking the stream for tonight. Gun Down is doing fantastic work. I really enjoy your streams, mate, despite you having difference of opinions. That's what football's all about. I've got to shoot. I've got to get out of here. Cheers for having me. Have a good night. All right. See you later.
No, I'll get your link pinned. I'll get your link pinned in the description.
Thanks, mate. Much appreciated.
No worries.
Cheers. See you later.
See you in
Catch them all.
Oh, we've already kicked out accidentally.
You kicked out Shade. That's what it's saying.
I just kicked out with Shade. Sorry, mate. I've come off the screen far too quickly.
Colour thing? Is that colour thing? Is that colour thing?
Is it?
There we go.
Is it erased?
That's what I was meant to do. I've got so many different layouts to bloody screens of how many people I get on and all that sort of thing. Lone Star London.
Yeah, I just want to jump on your league cup point there.
Mm-hmm.
Another amazing thing, as people say, it's the third thing, like it's of the three trophies in England. But one of the beautiful things about it is that you can win a tournament mid-March. You know what I mean? And the rest of the season, then you have that trophy already, regardless of it being the League Cup. You can say, well, we've already got a trophy, and they can take a bit of the pressure off. Like I was looking at Arsenal in the semi-final of the League Cup, but like I've never been that excited for to win a League Cup. I was thinking this would be amazing. It's just to get that trophy over the line and say, oh, we have another trophy, and people say, oh, it's a tin cup and it's this and that. A trophy's a trophy, and that's all we're asking as Arsenal fans, regardless of the quality of it, or when we're going out of the Europa League. It was only the Europa League, imagine every time that Europa League final comes around, I'd be green with envy, man, looking, because it's a European final and you're watching the teams and you're going, oh man, I don't care what it is. Like, you want your team to be in it. The same thing tomorrow when you're watching that Liverpool game and they step out to Wembley and all the Newcastle fans have the scarves. I know the Liverpool fans don't. They wouldn't spring for them. I heard Newcastle sprung for 40,000 scarves, but Liverpool wouldn't. But you see that and you go, oh man, final day. Any sort of final's a final. And over here, it's quite big. Being in Ireland, my rivalries are slightly different. My rivalries would be Liverpool and United for the sheer reason that when you go to school in Ireland, about 80% of the people support either Liverpool or United. So that's who you end up hating because you have to listen to them all the time. You know what I mean? But so I'll definitely be rooting for Newcastle for both of those reasons, because they're most people's second team. Everybody loves Newcastle, and you want them to do well, and they haven't won in so long. And then because I just don't want to listen to Liverpool fans if they win it.
Shane, can I just quickly couple that I'm saying is everyone loves Newcastle, but haven't gone on a couple of stag do's in Newcastle. Everyone loves the girls from Newcastle. Trust me, man. They are good looking and they are easy.
Well,
Who's that behind you, Aaron? Who's that behind you, Aaron?
Love you so much, baby girl.
She can watch this back,
She's out at the minute with her friends, and she won't be watching. I hope. And by that I meant, love you so much, of course, baby girl. You're the only girl in my life.
Oh, Newcastle girls.
AFC always, if we did beat Real Madrid, we have to go on and win the Champions League. I do not want to go out against Villa in semi-finals. I'm going to bring something up now. Do not shoot the messenger, okay? This came from the show that I done on Thursday night. I don't know if you saw this in time, Aaron or Rashid. If you can you all see it? Yeah, you can all see it. Right, okay. This is only going to be, I'm only going to play for around about 2 minutes, okay? But please don't take this out of context. This is a vision that I had, and it may give you nightmares.
I'll take the piss out of you, Tony. Be late.
If you're here, to the panel, say if we did get past Real Madrid by somehow and we play Emery team and Villa, can you honestly say we would beat them over 2 legs? I will tell you now, I would prefer to get knocked out.
I'll tell you what. Can you imagine Emery beating us? Oh my God, he's done it already with Villarreal. So listen,
well, let's put it right. Arteta's only beaten him once.
that's right.
Yeah, they've been in once. Do you know what could make it even worse? Because this has just crept into my head, and this is a really bad vision I'm getting right now. Imagine if we get knocked out of Champions League and we don't win anything at all.
Oh,
Liverpool. No. Hold it. Let me add. Liverpool win the league, which they're going to anyway. Aston Villa win the Champions League with Unai Emery. Tottenham win the Europa League.
Oh,
Do you know how bad that's going to look on us?
oh, mate.
That's not a sackable offence. That's 10 years in a maximum security prison for Arteta.
And Nottingham Forest beat us to second place.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on, man.
There's the icing. There's the icing on the cake.
that's.
Oh, mate.
Bear this in mind, okay? I've just ruined Jez's day as well because he wasn't very happy with me after this. That's a bad.
Look at him. Why'd you do that to Jez? Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He was just chilling, having a lovely conversation, and you fucking ruined his evening. What's going on? Why did you do that to Jez?
Don't get
me
me
bastard.
What an absolute see you next Tuesday I am.
Yeah.
Rob, if
I'm
Emery
gonna have
does
to
end
go
up
on.
in
On that
Champions
note,
League,
I'm out. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So that was the vision that I had. And it's creepy. It is really creepy. To go back to what AFC always has just said, you know, just get knocked out by Villa in the semi-final. Can you just imagine that though? Villa winning the Champions League, obviously Liverpool winning the league is not obviously old. It's old news now. We know they're going to win it anyway. But if them fuckers over the road win the Europa League, oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Funny thing is, we were talking about something similar last night on Aaron's show, and I said if Arsenal by a miracle did beat Real Madrid, they would end up going out to someone like Villa. That's just Arteta. You know what I mean? You just know that that's what would happen. We'd beat the good team and then slip up. We'd do what we did in December last year or the year before when we lost 2 games against West Ham and we lost to Fulham. You know, that's what would happen because that's what
I think we'll probably lose to PSG. I know that you'll say that, but we beat PSG this season.
No, we
did.
definitely lose to them when it matters. We would lose to them when it matters.
Yeah, if they got a Dembele and that guy, Cavar, obviously his name, I don't want to murder his name.
The guy no one can pronounce. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Kvara, let's just call him Kvara. That guy.
Call him Kvara, yeah.
And on the right, you've got Dembele. I think it will be a very, very long day for Arsenal. And I think they will beat us over 2 legs. Yes. Mm-hmm. Over 2 legs, they will. Probably would.
I just think we're in a lose-lose situation here with playing Madrid and whoever we face. Because Aston Villa have our number, Unai Emery has our number all day, and then PSG, they're going to seek revenge, and they probably will. But you know, the cream always rises to the top in these sorts of competitions. We're not the cream that rises. We just sink really. I never understood why the League Cup gets dissed. It's a trophy, give winning experience at Wembley, sets up winning mentality for the rest of the season. Irvine Harper, that is 100% facts. Absolute facts, that is. Couldn't agree with you anymore. Lone Star, get your abacus ready for when the champions come to town. I think there's an argument between those two anyway. He's also said, I love the League Cup. It's a trophy at the end of the day. It may be meaningless and may not give you much income from the trophy, but guess what? It's got your name on it. You're etched in history then. And that's unfortunately sometimes this fan base just can't get its head around, was the fact they don't care about the 2 smaller clubs because it doesn't mean anything. It etches in your history.
I feel like it will give us something, and that something is a winning mentality. Do you know what I'm saying? We believe league. If you play the League Cup, at some point you're going to face someone that's strong, and if you beat that, you're kind of like going to the next level to start winning. Do you know what I'm saying? Start winning trophies. That's why I think Pep focused on it for so many years. Obviously, he dropped it this year, but before, I think it builds something in the players as well. And you're gonna face a decent enough club at the League Cup, and a lot of teams are playing for the League Cup nowadays. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like it's not to be disrespected, you know. I remember Man City used to meet decent enough clubs that actually go out there and perform week in, week out. Look, to be honest, it's a cup. Yes, it's not as big as the Premier League and it's not as big as the FA Cup, but still, it will instill something in them players. It will.
It would. Nunes now being linked with us. Oh, that's what Nunes. Well, Darwin Nunes. No thanks. I mean, he's better than Havertz, but that's a sliver better. Not by much at all. Not by much at all. Couldn't care less about the League Cup. Okay, Lone Star Londoner, give us your reason why. Why couldn't you care less about the League Cup considering it's a trophy?
He's on a wind-up. He's on a wind-up.
This is a troll. He's part of Darren Sullivan's clue. But anyway, keep having a pop at me always. Hey, no. It's all right, Lee. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. That's what makes you a below par fan. Arteta couldn't beat an egg. Well, we beat Guardiola a while back, so that's not technically that's not true. Yeah, but the sexuals, we say go again, and Arteta will say we are where we want to be. But he said don't settle for second. And there's a chance now we may not finish second. So what's going to be the excuse this time round?
Injuries, red cards.
And we've debunked that theory. I don't know for how many shows. I've lost count.
Yeah.
Same amount of red cards we had when we went invincible, and injuries. We didn't have any injuries until game week 12. We were still 9 points.
They're all
so,
as well. You know?
Sorry, say again, Lee. Sorry, Shane.
All the injuries have been Arteta's fault as well. It's the way he plays. It's the running them into the ground. They're all hamstring injuries. They're fatigue injuries. He doesn't rotate.
Recruitment. You know? His recruitment's been awful. And it's always knee or hamstring. Why is it always knee or hamstring? Maybe because you're running your players into the ground or you're training them too hard and so on. Son, dad is listening to So Be Careful. I love my daughter. 90% of venereal diseases come from up north. Does dad know something that we don't? Aaron. No, we get past middle.
Dad knows a lot of things.
That's you. Yeah, you make it. You made me a great point. You shouldn't have taken me to that strip club for my birthday then, really. Jesus. Luca, hey mate, how you doing? I've sent you the link on Instagram. It should go through. It went through ages ago, so more than welcome to pop on. Emery has got the pedigree in Europe. Yes, he hasn't in the Champions League, but I'm confident that Emery will do us over 2 legs. I mean, he's got to get through PSG first. Okay, buddy. No worries at all, Rashid. Just let everyone know where they can find you and what have you got coming up.
Yeah, Arsenal Revolution TV. Arsenal Revolution TV. You can see it down in one of the videos, but yeah, in one of the YouTube channels. But yeah, you can find me for tomorrow. Arsenal Chelsea match reaction after the game, straight up. So yeah, tune in, and yeah, big up to every one of you guys. I gotta go. I'm sorry.
You're all good, bro.
No, you're all good, buddy. Lone Star, I have a different opinion. Stop crying. Yes, mate, we are all entitled to a opinion, but at the end of the day, only one of us is right.
Yeah.
So Arsenal still on for a double this season. Top 4 trophy in City 5-1. Jesus, Irvine, they absolute troll, really are. The injuries this season will be injuries. You're due. You are due to say you are due. Really bad injuries when we've been dancing through the raindrops for the last couple of years now when it comes to injuries. Yeah. How can any clowns say League Cup is an important trophy plus winning mentality? Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Stop crying, Arteta. I'd love to see Arteta arm wrestle Devon Larratt. Love my ass off. Is there someone up the top here? I don't know. Levan wins. I'd love to see Arteta's new boss, Roman the Russian. He wouldn't last 24 hours. He wouldn't last 24. He would not last 24 hours. Arteta can't fight. You can tell. Yeah, he's just a shield for the Cronkies, and we all know this. We absolutely all know this as a fact. It's getting to a point now where how much longer can this continue? How much longer can this carry on for? Because it's getting stupid now. It's a League Cup, least important trophy. You should just play kids in that competition too many games. Okay, well, Liverpool played kids last year in the League Cup, and guess what? They still managed to. Yeah, it was Liverpool that won the League Cup last year.
Yeah,
was it last year? Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Liverpool won the League Cup last year with kids. So by that reckoning, that's a bit of a debunked theory. That's a bit of a debunked theory there, unfortunately. I'm not gonna. AFC Always Gooner Gathering. Can you keep your argument off the chat, please? Much appreciated. Instead, we have Sleepy Stan and Josh Biden in charge. Dear. Amazes me how Arteta seems exempt from criticism, protected in the media. The most protected manager I've ever seen in my entire life.
I've been saying that on my channel. His press conferences are a farce. They refuse to ask him any challenging questions. The Arsenal press officer must be forever kicking people out for asking any form of sub question.
Yes, I do know all about the North Arrow's got a bar up there. Only cost me half a bottle of vodka and a trip.
Oh,
Nah, come on.
Come on, Dad. Well,
I know.
He's. I mean, I don't know about the clinic, but yeah, I do have a brother that lives in County Durham. That's fact. Oh, Dad, you bastard. Yeah,
Okay, done with this shit. Done with this shit talk. I can win a couple for eBay. Stop being too big for your boots. Yeah, stormy vibes. Stormy vibes. Good. Lone Teta must be lonely for you. Still constant arguments. What? I don't know how much more to go on this anymore because it's just stressing me out, Aaron, Shane. I just there reaches a point now where I know I was going to cook this guy because obviously the private chat he was actually talking away and you was chirping away at him and I was like, right, okay, I'm not going to bother with this. I'm just going to let him leave it be and so on. But this was, I listened to the early on this evening whilst I was sorting out the stream.
Yep.
Listened to their show from Sunday night, which would have been 3 days after done the Thursday night show, obviously last Thursday, by the way. And everything that he was saying, you have to reach about 16 minutes, 47 seconds into the video before then he goes on the same diatribe that he ended up saying whilst he was on here. That's why I'm not planning this way. If you have evidence to actually bring out to the forefront, then show it to us, okay? And then be respectful and so on. But the fact you never even approached me, Aaron, Jez, or Rashid, it just makes you very, very disingenuous, okay? And yeah, I did put the link in, and obviously I tagged you in the thing as well. I will make sure to get rid of that next time round. But at the end of the day, anyone who does come on, fine, but be respectful. But please, but most importantly, make sure you got your information. Don't make yourself look an idiot because now obviously someone's not going to be able to come on now because I find you disingenuous and you're a liar. I've been dealing with an absolute compulsive fucking liar now for the last 2 years of my life. And guess what? It has driven me absolutely insane. I don't need this shit when it comes to my part-time social activity on YouTube. That's not what I'm here for. So it just gets silly sometimes. I'm just done with it. Shane, what is the situation you reckon was going to be with Arteta now that Berta has come in? He will be indefinitely coming in by probably, I think someone said by the end of next week, apparently during the international break. What do you think he's going to come in and do? Is he just going to be sit behind the scenes and then wait until the summer, or is he going to literally pull up the foundations of this football club and go, what the fuck is this I'm dealing with?
I think that any sort of ripping up the foundations at first will be done behind closed doors. It'll be done quite quietly. I'd say he'll come in. We were going through the wages last night, and you know how bad they are, but when you see them in front of you, it blows your mind. The players that it's like someone flipped it upside down. You know, the players that you want out are all on the stinking high wages. You know, and then you have we realised that Timber's on 1/3 of what Havertz is on. You know, so I think that will be his first thing. Will be coming in and trying to get rid of the dead wood. But the only issue is that our squad is so thin already that if you get rid of 4 or 5 players, how many do you have to sign? Because even if we kept everyone, you need 4 or 5 players. So if you get rid of 4 or 5, who are you getting in? Now, I hope that Berta comes in and he doesn't just sign 3 big name players. You know, I want a couple of big name players. I want a couple of ready-made, but we can't be left short in numbers again. You know, I want quality, but I want him to, which is, it's a big ask. It's a miracle ask to get him to sign, you know, hidden gems. But he's going to have to, in the 4 or 5 players we get, there's going to have to be 2 hidden gems. There's going to have to be 2 bargains that hit the ground running, as well as the ready-made players. You know, sadly, to get the ready-mades, we're probably going to have to look around the Premier League, so the Premier League ready, but you're adding 20 million onto each of them then because they're Premier League ready. If we get, you know, the Gyökeres one, he'd be good, but, you know, I don't know. I mean, he was in the Championship 2 years ago. That still sort of worries me. Sesko, who we will get, I'm not at all excited about that. I'm not at all excited about that. I'd love Cunha. I think that he could add something, but I think his recent red cards would be a red flag for Arteta. His recent, you know, that he's larger than life would definitely put Arteta off. He doesn't want anyone with personality. He only wants yes men. But if Berta has full control, or something bordering on full control of the transfers, I think that could actually be the driving factor to get Arteta out in the end, because, you know, he's so narcissistic that someone else making decisions, I could see him intentionally not playing them, or intentionally playing them out of position, or intentionally trying to strip them up. He's got that about him. So yeah, Berta coming in, I pray that he's going to take charge, or at least kick some arse, because where we are at the moment, I don't see things getting better for a long time. A long time. So yeah, I hope he comes in. I hope he comes in and he cleans house, and that one of the casualties ends up being Arteta. But I don't see how long it'll go. I mean, we all know Arteta will be there next season, and it's so hard to get excited for, because I just wonder or worry whatever players we get, no matter how good they are. He's ruined better players. You know, he's ruined better players than some of the ones that are being mentioned. So, look, we'll see what happens. But, you know, I hope he comes in and he makes some waves. I think that's the best we can hope for, is that he comes in and he ruffles some feathers. Mainly Arteta's feathers.
What would you say? Go on. Sorry, go on, Aaron.
No, just saying, yeah, no, fact's a shame, man. Yeah, he talks absolute sense. You know what I mean? That's why I'm glad as well. You know, when I come on here, I'll see his face there as well. You know what I mean? It's nice to sort of hear other people talking what we're talking. Do you know what I mean? It's actually quite sort of nice, isn't it, Carl, to sort of have someone else just think maybe we're not absolutely batshit crazy. Maybe there are other people that think
there are lots more people out there. I've noticed through the YouTube community, there's a fair few new ones as well that have said that they're not happy with the way this has been going, whether it's the board or it's Arteta. You still get the odd one or two basically turn around and saying that, you know, if Arteta does get sacked or he does leave, you know, it's not going to make a blind bit of difference who this new manager comes in. And I've always stated that the ownership has given him 750 million. You give that to Pep, you give that to Inzaghi, you give that to Simone, you give that to Jose Mourinho. Guess what they do? They probably win the league and win the Champions League.
Absolutely.
And if you don't, then you've ended up picking the wrong manager for the job. But you don't hire a novice to do this. And apparently I think it was on your channel. I think someone said, apparently we are trying to replicate what we were doing regarding of Leicester City when they won the league. I'm like, why are we replicating on a team that hasn't won the league title? And someone in the chat find out when was the last time Leicester won a league title before 2016?
Oh, do you know what the frustrating thing was, my friend? Is Arsene Wenger recommended N'Golo Kante to someone else. There are facts behind this. I can't quite remember them. But Arsene Wenger recommended N'Golo Kante before N'Golo Kante was N'Golo Kante to someone else. It was like, yeah, he's a good player. You should sign him. Whilst he was manager at Arsenal. What we're doing here? Like that's a frustrating thing. And that's facts. I haven't got all the facts down because I can't think who was the manager that recommended to the team that he signed. I haven't got that. It's very easily searchable for whoever wants to do it. But that principle there is an absolute fact. We've done it a long time. Arteta can't be blamed for that, of course, because he was unfortunately captain of that football team. Then it's funny, isn't it? How a terrible captain would appoint another terrible captain in Martin Odegaard. I mean, that's another conversation. But I'll tell you what, it's just sort of been it's very frustrating because. Especially after 2 years ago, you get that little glimpse and you think, wow, you're playing this up. You think, you know what, maybe this geezer's onto something here. Maybe he just might be. And when he bottled it, all of them sort of pre-fears about what he'd done before, which was nothing, by the way, sort of came to fruition. And then, do you know what done it with me with this manager, Cole, Shane, chat, world-class chat as well, by the way. Like and subscribe. What done it to me was afterwards, he said, yeah, I thought about quitting. And do you know what? I just sat there and I just thought, I don't want to go into war with you, my friend. Because that's how I look at things, And look at the winners, like you said, Jose Mourinho, etc. They'll go into war. They'll go into battle. It's a fight, When you're looking at who to go into war with, i.e. like a Manchester United away when Ruud van Nistelrooy hits the bar, that was a war. That was a battle. Both teams were ready for the fight, by the way. Not just Arsenal, but both teams were ready for the fight. But specifically, Arsenal were ready for the fight. Who have we got now? We had Patrick Vieira as captain that day. All right, he got sent off that day. Van Nistelrooy, you dirty so-and-so. I won't say. What I want to say is Cole's channel, not mine.
It's all right. It's all right. I've got the perfect background bit for that. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what we're saying. Yeah. But we have players that could go to war. We have players that could play you off the park. We had sort of everything in them sort of eras, And I look at captains now, and I sit there and I think, Martin Odegaard, would you want to go to war with him? Would you want to go to war with Mikel Arteta, who said he was going to quit? I'll tell you, and you can see this, and this is the fact in the 8-9 documentary. Lee Dixon had just came over. We'd just signed him. I think maybe it might be 250k, and we'd signed him, and he comes in, and it's the first North London derby. Tony Adams and co. has him right up in the locker. Bosh, if you don't play well today, boy. If you don't play well today, there you go. What would you do now? You'd write a letter now, wouldn't you? You because you're not allowed to touch people or upset people. You'd write, Calafiori, I know you're handsome and good looking. If tick box yes, if you would like to put all of your effort into this upcoming North London derby. Tick no if I've offended you, and I'm very sorry that I wrote you this letter in the first place. Come on, man. Bosh, straight against that locker. That's where it would be. That's what I would want to lead. I consider myself a leader. I would be having that person straight up. Bosh, you taking a fucking piss. Anyone in that squad, Martin Odegaard. If Martin Odegaard tried coming up to me and telling me something after I've watched him mince around that pitch for 90 minutes, I'd grab him by his throat, push him straight on the locker, and I'd be, Martin, let's get this absolutely right, mate. You might have that armband on, but I'm fucking leading this team and you're useless. You get on there now or you're getting off. What one is it? You better up your team, or what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. That's what leaders do. That's what we need. Fuck off, Martin. What we saying?
Yeah.
But what's Martin going to do? Do you reckon, how is he going to invigorate a team 1-1 at half time? By going, don't worry, just keep doing this with his arms like he needs to be sectioned.
Rubbing his fucking.
What we doing
rubbing
here?
his snot.
Do you know what I mean? Just snot everywhere. Do you know what I mean? I'm sitting there just thinking he's one step away from Down syndrome, isn't he? What are we doing here? Like, it's frustrating, and that's our captain. We had Patrick Vieira. Mate, you had Tony Adams and I had Tony Adams. We all had Tony Adams as well before that. He was captain of that 89 league winning
This is
team.
why I've got all four. That's why I got Henri Bergkamp, Adams, and Vieira behind me. Why? Because they're all captains. They're all legends. They're all leaders. Leaders of men.
I was watching that Everton game at home when I was about 16. And Tony Adams hit that volley. Would you believe it? And he put the arms up. And it was like time slowed down. It was like time slowed down. And it was one of those, I can't believe this is happening. 2 years ago, we were getting called boring Arsenal.
That sums it all up.
That sums it. Would you believe it? Tony Adams galloping through. Steve Bowl playing the
Steve Bowl clipping it through. Yeah. You know.
Sums it all up. And he just stood there in the sun with his arms up. And I thought, oh, that was long before someone went, how did Wenger go from phase 1 to phase 5 in a year and a half? Because there was no such nonsense as a phase. That hasn't been fucking mentioned.
What phase was Arsene Wenger in his first full season when he won the
the double
FA Cup and League? Yeah.
And he completely changed the whole way we played. He didn't just win it. He didn't just go after it. You know, it's a winning manager. It was like what Carl was saying. If Mourinho or someone had that 750 million, and I'll finish here because I know there's someone about to come in. People forget when they mention the 750 million that he is also being gifted Bukayo Saka, Emile Smith-Rowe, Miles Lewis-Skelly, and Ethan Nwaneri. That's about 350 million worth of talent that he's being gifted as well as spending 750 million. You know, imagine what Wenger would have done with 750 million and those four.
Yeah.
You
know,
people
seem to forget the four.
Sorry, starting from Muscle Maniac here. Would like to apologise to Edu. Used to be scapegoat for the signings on the squad. We were brainwashed into thinking he was the cause. Now we could see it wasn't him. I pumped the brakes on that, and the only reason why I say that is let's just wait to see what he does at Fort. Wait, because he's technically not just being a leader of a scout for Forest. He's doing one for River Plate and Olympiacos, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see what he does. Let's see what he does for those three clubs as well. Okay.
Let's not forget that he backed Arteta on getting rid of Aubameyang. So
he backed him, and it's in the documentary. It's in the All or Nothing documentary.
And you could see by him that he didn't want to back him. He had no spine. Where a top football or director of football needs to have balls, man. And you want to stand up to that Lego-haired narcissist. I know it's tough to stand up to a narcissist, but I mean that's what he's paid for.
I'm looking at Arsenal need to sign these kinds of players. Victor Gyökeres, Mike Beref, who was originally at the club, I think.
Mike Beref, we sold him, yeah.
Yeah, we sold it.
3-4 million.
Yeah, we could do with him right now. Adam Lukman, Malik Fofana, Jonas Akgun, Morgan Rogers is a fucking baller. And he got called up. And he got called up for England as well. So well done to Morgan Rogers, by the way.
Rightly so.
Gabriel Pincad and Alex Baena. If I've butchered any of these names, I do apologize. My pronunciation is piss poor. But there are some good names there. But
Morgan Rogers
baller. Yeah, but our talent ID is. I mean, Calafiori and Sterling and Marino. I kind of think that's all you really need to know regarding on that. This is just attacking players. How is it attacking players? When we found out Arteta was the last minute replacement for Fabregas, it was underwhelming and deflating. It was a deadline day signing, and he was average. He's not even Everton's best midfielder. Makes him well in. Macy, good to see you. Welcome along to Gundam UK. Hope you are well.
Thanks, Carl. Happy to be on your show for the very first time. It's such an honor to be on the Gundam UK stream. And yeah, big up to you, big up to Aaron, big up to Shane. All three of you all together.
Good, Macy.
Yeah, all four of us together. We are the real ones with your fingers
Four,
up.
the real top four.
Yeah, we are the ones who raise your fingers up to the air and acknowledge the tribal chief, which is Carl.
Yeah. Listen, Macy, there's no finishing below us unless there's a woman looking up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Finishing before, maybe.
You go on, my boy.
Yeah, I'm cool. I just like the reason I couldn't come on your show is because I was at my uncle's house because today is Ramadan and I'm fasting today. So that was the reason why I couldn't log myself in. So I just basically came back home and I'm using my laptop because that's the only thing that is like more loggable enough to go on the call-in show. So yeah, sorry, but I humbly apologize, but yeah,
no problem.
Yeah,
No problem. It's no problem at all, mate.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, you guys were talking about elite captains, and I agree. There were top captains at our football club, like Vieira, like Fabregas, Henry was the captain, Bergkamp, all elite captains of this football club. And Martin Odegaard, for me, he is the worst of them all because why has he been dropping stinker after stinker? And every time we call him out for his performance, all this fan base, all they come up with, but all you four clowns have an agenda on Odegaard. The reason we call out Odegaard is because he exemplifies everything that is wrong at our football club with the fact that he spins around too much, and every time he gets the ball, he takes like 9 or 10 touches, he runs around, and when nothing goes to plan, he just passes it back to the defense or David Raya. So but all Odegaard does. He never really creates nothing. He just skips around. He gets the ball. He takes like 10 touches, and when the time has come for us to create a chance, all he does, he just passes it back so that we can restart everything. This hatred I have for this captain is just I've never ever seen a captain. I have never had this kind of aggression and vengeance towards this captain. And every single time we call out a captain of a top captain of our football club, all this fan base saying, but we don't care about the old generation. We only care about the present. And all this fan base have done, they never really watched the olden Arsenal days when we went invincible, we won the Premier League at White Hart Lane, and all the incredible years that we've done at Highbury. And now they want to bury that year. They want to bury the past. It's like they forgot about all the incredible years that we've been through. And now they want to try and say that, this is the best year I've seen of Arsenal Football Club. Shut up and start watching some videos, you absolute wasteful clowns. All you Arteta insexuals, all you care about, you just want to be we're a family. Let's get the boys back. Let's back the boys. Let's give Super Mick Arteta another season. Well, you realize that this guy has absolutely wasted £100 million of money on Declan Rice. And what's Arteta what's he gonna do now this summer? Because he's wasted so much money there's no way that he ain't gonna get Zubimendi to come, because why would Zubimendi come? Zubimendi should just say to himself, "Oh, I'm not gonna go to that Circus Football Club. I might just go and maybe go play for Barcelona or Real Madrid, because Barcelona because he's Spanish, so he should just stay in La Liga, because La Liga for me is the best league I've seen in years, because in La Liga they can absolutely give 100% of their performance. And Real Madrid today, they beat Villarreal to a sneaky win, even though in the first half they were okay, but in the second half they were poor. But big up to Ancelotti for getting another win, because that's what Real Madrid do. Even though they play a bit of a dirty football, they always find a way to win a match, and that's exactly what they did today. So big up to Real Madrid for going to Villarreal and getting 3 points on them. So yeah, and I'm worried because Real Madrid, even though they have had a very sticky season this year, I still believe, in my point of view, they will come to the Emirates and they will give us a real tough battle, because even though the Emirates is our territory and our home, Real Madrid will find a way to sneak something, because they did it with Atletico in the Champions League. So I imagine that they could do the same to us at the Emirates. And when we play them at the Bernabeu, this is the time that they will spank us so badly that all these Arteta insections will say, a Champions League to forget, guys. Oh yeah, you're happy that we're out of the Champions League, but you want to say that it's a tough Champions League to forget, guys, and all these excuses that you Arteta fan base boys will continue to lap. Well, I got news for you. Arsenal will surely end this season trophyless, and any single one of you fan base fraudulents, you want to come to like Carl's channel or any other person's channel and say, oh, but we took it to, Liverpool were lucky that they were top of the league. Oh, where were all of you when you said that, oh, Liverpool are finished, we're going to surely finish above them this season? Where are all of you? Come back to reality, people. This is an absolute disgrace to what this football club has become. I have seen the good times and the bad times. And for me, this is the worst of the worst with this football club, because the football club that I supported years ago was when was the Highbury days. And those were the best days for me. And I miss those days. But ever since the whole moving to the Emirates thing, we have not been very successful in the Emirates, apart from 13 FA Cups. And that was it, because what have we actually achieved at the Emirates in recent years? What have we achieved?
Just a handful of FA Cup. Yeah, not enough. No league, you know.
Yeah, just some FA Cup wins. And I like the FA Cup. The FA Cup is perhaps the best cup game I've seen my football club win. But ever since then, this manager has thrown away every single cup that matters, because whenever we're in a cup game that we should be winning, he just says to himself, oh, it don't matter. I don't need this cup anyway. I can just grab that cup and throw it somewhere, and I can just do whatever the hell I want, because I'm Mikel Arteta and I get paid week in and week out. So
we were talking about, sorry to cut across it, but sorry, didn't mean to cut across it, but we were talking about this. You were on the panel last night, and we were talking about the FA Cup. That's Arsenal's cup, man. That is, we should put everything into that every year. We should put everything into the FA Cup. The FA Cup is Arsenal. You look through our history, how many times we've won it. It should be something that we dedicate. We need to win this. I mean, Arteta's won 2 single FA Cup games. What was one of them, Oxford, Aaron, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the fact that Yeah, and the fact that
Unbelievable.
the FA Cup is represented is called the Emirates FA Cup. That's our logo. The fact that we've thrown away that cup many year in and year out, they should just rename that FA Cup to a different kind of logo. Maybe call it the 3 Cup, because, or maybe Manchester United or the Snapdragon FA Cup, because Manchester United when they win that FA Cup, so why not name it the Snapdragon FA Cup, because that's Manchester United's logo on their t-shirt. So why not name that? Because if this manager does not want to win that cup, then someone from the position of power should just remove the Emirates logo from that cup and turn it into a different kind of a different kind of logo, like Snapdragon or Etihad or something. Because what's the point of it calling the Emirates Cup when we can't even win that cup? And with this manager, why?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, sorry, I'll be quick here. Just when he was talking about Odegaard spinning around, it always reminds me of that. Do you ever see that Simpsons episode when Homer's trying to be coach of the team and he gets the electronic? But no, that too. But when he gets the little electronic American football game and he presses it and it just vibrates and all the players spin around. Martin, you spin around the circle and you can. But yeah, that's even better.
Yeah. Barca Reacts, if you're still in the chat, the link to StreamYard is pinned at the top of the chat. It should still work. So click on that and you should be able to go through. Just make sure you got your camera and your mic on, mate.
Yeah, Barca's is a good lad. Sorry, matey, just one sec, just quick. But Barca's a good lad. Barca's a good lad. Find that link, man, and come on and have a little say. He's a fucking.
Here he is now. Yeah.
Arsenal's also attacked when Saka got hurt. He creates so much from the right and so he's this Arsenal Football Club, in a nutshell, is a one-man band. It's a one-man band. We are relying so much on Saka. Now, this is what happens when you run him into the ground. This is why I was screaming, go and get Elise. Go and get Elise to cover his backside, because Elise then, we could actually rotate him, He's
been playing a 10 as well, Elise. You see, that's the thing. You know what I mean? It's not just like he's going to sit on the bench waiting for Saka to get injured. He can play in a 10.
Odegaard just out tackles and is too scared to shoot. How is that a captain sackable offense? Yeah. We know. It goes straight into Bonnie Tyler settings, Irvine has put more merch being dropped than trophies won in the past 10 years. Do you reckon that, we're going to drop a line of merch after we get knocked out to Real Madrid? just out of curiosity.
Statistically, yes. I mean, we've dropped over 20 merchandise lines already this season. And that's not including, by the way, from when I've been looking and searching, and also naming and dating them. By the way, a show will be coming. Yeah, we're not talking about the football kits as well. The first, the home strip, the away kits. That's not including that. It's not including the actual kit. I promise you, that is not including that. My numbers. That is just side stuff. And you got the chick stuff coming out as well. Did you see that? They've got their own thing. That's all well and good. Do you know what I mean? The chick stuff, they need chick stuff. But then they got the vases and all that come out. Look, I'm not going to run through it, but it's chaos. So do we really predict something coming out? Well, they haven't done a merch line in the last 6 or 7 days. So yeah, there will be one coming soon. Do you know why? Because there's only been, when did the league start? And I started actually counting mine from July, I think was the first one. So, we're about 9 months there or thereabouts, and they've done 20. So, you're well over 1 or 2 a month there. So we haven't done one just yet, or we've done one merch line in March. Of course, there'll be another one. Maths say there will be. And if there isn't, then there'll be about 3 in April when the Real Madrid ties come. So, yeah, expect them. It wouldn't surprise me if they started, if we got a good result in the first leg, it wouldn't surprise me if they started doing Thierry Henry merch at the Bernabeu. There'll be something, with his hands where he put it up and he scored that goal. They'll do something like that. It wouldn't surprise me whatsoever if we got good, or maybe even just before it, like the first game at the Emirates. There'll be something with Thierry Henry at Real Madrid. There'll be something with him.
They will try and they'll try and conjure some crap up, and it'll just be cringy as every drop of line of merch they've done so far. Big up, guys! Juve Cornercast in the building. Hope you're well. Hope you are well. Yeah, Barca Reacts. The link's in the chat. It's pinned. So if you want to come on and have your say. Oh, he's just like, okay, 1 sec. Okay, cool. No worries at all. Oh, missed it there. He's shitting cup competition. Zuba won him that years ago. Otherwise, he would have F-all 15 million a year to suck owners off the arrogant PRK. Yeah. Yeah, there's, it's just rinsing and repeating now. And we just want to see if we had any sort of hope for the rest of the season, we wouldn't be going so hard on the pause when we go so hard on this manager. But unfortunately, we are because time's not on our side. Now he's running out of time. He really is. Okay, one mate. See you in a sec. I would slap Arteta if I was near him. I think most people would. Most people would.
Even if he wasn't Arsenal manager.
You sure about? Oh, okay. Sorry, Sean.
It's okay. I was gonna say that comment there. I would slap Arteta if I was near him. I would do more. So Aaron and Shane, you would just grab Arteta like on the floor, and I will get my belt and I'll wrap it around and I will hit him with it many times. Because I
love you, Macy, man.
I know. Aaron.
I've just got PTSD from my childhood. Thank you for that.
Oh man,
he reminds me of Cody Rhodes because The Rock gave Cody a chance to sell his soul to him, and Cody refused. So what did The Rock do? He came up with a master plan, and that was to brainwash John Cena. And John Cena took the hardest way out, attacked Cody Rhodes. Him, Travis Scott, and The Rock, all three of them double teamed on Cody. So that
technically that'd be triple team.
Yeah, so we should do the same on Arteta. So
I think we should all quadruple team him. But for people in the chat that getting weird little sexy vibes, stop right there. We're talking about wrestling, yeah. Stop right there, you dirty bastards. Yeah,
I know the Arteta sexuals would like to double team.
We're talking about wrestling. What we do to Arteta in a wrestling sense, WWE, not anything like that, you weirdos. Yeah. We got to love a bit of Macy's opinion. He always puts a smile on my face. I love it, man.
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it.
Nah, you're funny, man.
You brought some heat.
Funny,
you brought some absolute heat. There was a star comment where I had AFC Always. Carl, you look at the list of goalkeepers Arteta spent. That's 200 million wasted there. I think your calculations might be slightly out there. It wasn't 200 million that we spent on goalkeepers. For what I can gather from the Met players that we've bought, and if you want to include loans as well, it's going to be around about 70 to 75 million. Which is still a lot of money when we had a prime World Cup goalkeepers.
AFC Always, I think you're coupling the left back and the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I think you're coupling.
No, if he got the left backs, he would have been. Hang on, how close is left back? What did he say? 200. No, the left backs in question was 237, just on the left backs alone.
What's that for players that he signed that have played at left back?
Yeah, it's 350. It's 350, I think, for keepers and.
Hang on, I got that. I'm having a fucking stinker tonight. I really am.
That definitely doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right. 96 million for it was 96. Well, I got 96 million for left backs and 67 million for the goalkeepers. So that would
150. 150.
170 million, around about that.
In them figures, though, you including players like Timber and the Tomiyasus that he's also played left back for a sustained period.
Yeah.
Tomiyasu should have been brought in as a right back, but he has been playing at left back. So maybe I should. Maybe I should.
There's grey areas in there.
I haven't put Timber in there because for what I've seen, he has actually done a very good job. So I'm not going to put him in the bracket of he's a bust or waiting to be seen. I actually think he is actually a signing, which actually, okay, fair enough. Arteta has actually got right, or Edu has got right.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know.
I agree with that. Yeah, 100%. He's been a really good signing, and it's a real shame that first season. But do you know what? When people say to me and to anyone, and when I see it, read it, whatever, you know, you can't blame Arteta for injuries. I'll tell you what, we all see, and I was at the stadium when he got injured against Nottingham Forest, when he got injured the first time, and I thought, don't you dare come back out in that second half. Don't you dare come back out, Jurrien Timber. Not because of Jurrien Timber. I was like, don't you dare come out. What did Mikel Arteta do? Forced him back out. What did he do? Done. There you go. Out for the season. So when people say to me, oh, do you know what? Yeah, Mikel Arteta, it's not his fault for the injuries. Well, that one bloody was. And I'll tell you what, there's a bloody lot more of them. There is a bloody lot more of the fault where you can like Mikel Arteta. And it's not just Thomas Partey being pushed on in the North London derby when we're losing 2-0 at the trash hole. You know, he caused that injury. Why did he push him back on while he was injured? He's pushed Tierney back on. He's pushed loads of other players back on whilst they've been injured. Injury-prone players as well, by the way, may I just add. He's caused a lot of injuries by his own direct actions, not just through actually default by not signing players in the adequate positions, i.e., why have you not got a right winger when Saka's been your best player for 4 years? Why have you not signed a replacement or anyone to give him any form of competition or a break? No, what you do is, whilst you give him a break and you're 3-0 up against Preston in the Carabao Cup 3rd or 4th round, whatever one it was, away at a team that could be very spiteful after the 60th minute, and then knowing 3-0 down, the defenders. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll bring on Thomas Partey and Bukayo Saka. Yeah, that's what our manager tactically thinks is a great idea, by the way. You know, we'll flog Saka to the ground, and why not 3-0 up? Why don't we just give him a run out against some spiteful League One or Championship defenders 3-0 down at their own ground for the last half hour? Yeah, I'm sure they'll go easy on him. Yeah, 100%. This is what we're dealing with. So when people are saying to me, oh, yeah, you know, it's not Arteta's fault, the injuries, I'll tell you what it bloody well is. What about the fact that you haven't really signed any strikers at all, out and out actual strikers since Aubameyang left? That is your fault because you've told me, Mikel Arteta, that you've got the last say on strikers. So that's your fault. So your own words are coming back to haunt you there. But what about as well, Mikel Arteta, the fact you haven't really signed a lot of wingers? So when we're going into a squad where we're selling in the summer, we're signing a central defensive midfielder and we're then signing a centre-back-ish that play left-back-ish and Calafiori, neither of them have really worked out. But instead, you let Emil Smith-Rowe go back, who you've played an attacking left. You've let Fabio Vieira go, who you signed for 35 million, and then let him go 2 years ago back to his home country and the actual home team that you signed him for free on loan for the rest of the season. Make that and work that one out. You've let Eddie Nketiah go for 30 million. Well done. Good money. And then you also, in the same season, let Nelson go. That's 4 attackers. How many did you sign? None. So you've let 4 attackers go from last season, and you said we need attackers from last season, and you're wondering why we're getting so many fucking hamstring injuries, because you've shortened the attacking line by 4, and then 1 gets injured. Guess what? Then you've got less players. So then the players that you've got there are going to have to work a little bit harder. And then another one gets injured, i.e. Kai Havertz from the Gabriel Jesus. Oh, and guess what? Now we've got an even shorter squad. So they're all going to have to work harder. But guess what works harder? You work them harder and then they're going to get an injury. Guess what happens? Your squad gets smaller. Guess what happens when your squad gets smaller? You get more injuries because they work harder. And round and round and round and round and round we go. But guess what? Mikel Arteta, that is your fault, my friend. So when people say, oh, he can't control injuries, do you know what? We can't control someone coming in and breaking Eduardo and having his ankle come out of his sock. We can't control them things. But I'll tell you what we can control, the squad and the minutes and managing the players within the squad that allow them to get adequate minutes split between them game by game, in-game management. And Mikel Arteta does not do that. And he's proved that he doesn't do that over 5 fucking years, people.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. AFC always, this is a good Top Gooners thing that a cement mixer is an Irish tumble dryer. That's just racist. Shane.
That's actually to shoot off. So that's there's no better way. There's no better segue than that.
I saw you in the private chat, but you've got a shoot, bruv. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. It is much appreciated. The link to Shane's channel will be down in the description below. Once the stream ends, of course. But Shane, just let everybody know where they can find you, and what have you got coming up?
I'll have a post-match Chelsea video, probably 10-15 minutes. Hopefully I'll be in a good mood, but I highly doubt it. And every day I have my separate short. It's called On This Day in Arsenal's History. It's a little montage with a voiceover and a couple of little jokes thrown in, but it covers whatever happened important. Like today's one was we beat Torino 1-0 in the Cup Winners' Cup quarter-final this day in 1994 on the way to win it. And actually this day in 2023, Kroenke became co-chairman. So that was one of the worst days in our fucking history. But that was this day, 2023. But yeah, so on this day in Arsenal's history, my shorts and my channel, and hop over, hit the subscribe if you feel like it. If you don't, suit yourself. And yeah, if you want to have me on again, I'll be more than happy. And cheers to the panel, and I'll talk to you later, boys.
As always, Shane. As always.
Cheers.
Great to see you again.
Catch you later, brother.
Right, we have a new guest arrived. Jonas, Barca Reacts. Hola, how are you, sir?
Yeah. Hello, man. I'm good, man. And being on a new channel, Colin show is great. I've been on Aaron's thing, I think like twice now. Aaron's a nice guy. The people that he brings, like I've met Normski there, very cool guy. Some other guys like Jez, good opinions, have very good knowledge, watch football longer than me. And it's just cool, Arsenal, you know what? I like Arsenal like a little bit. Now, it's not just because you guys are playing Real Madrid soon. It's not just that. But, and I will, bro, trust me, if you guys beat Real Madrid, I don't think it's going to happen. But, man, I'll be happy. I'll be over the moon. But the thing is this, okay? Arsenal's always played that good football, right? Under Wenger, at least my time. I didn't see like Lee Gunner whenever I watched him. He talks about George Graham, and at times it was dull football, but you guys were winning. But like my time growing up, like I've been watching Arsene Wenger and good football with Arsenal, nicking FA Cups. And you know what's so funny with Arsenal is that I remember towards the end of Arsene Wenger's tenure, everybody was Arsene Wenger out. And if you were Arsene Wenger in, there would be a fight, like at the stadiums. They were fighting, punching people up. They're Wenger in, Wenger out. There's no sitting on the fence. But Wenger, right, I'm pretty sure this trophy drought that you guys are on, right, and it's not the same reaction. So when people say that the Arsenal fan base, the standards have dropped from like 2003, 2004, I'm saying the standards have dropped from 2015, 2016, because then when you guys were on a drought, you guys were mad, Wenger out, the most match-going fans. But now you look at it, Arteta's job is safe. And that's where I question Arsenal right now going forward. I don't think that's good because that's comfortable without winning trophies. And I think it's the PR. You guys talk about it a lot. And I think it's absolutely true, bro. But that's all I got to say, bro. But by the way, big up for having me. I appreciate going on anybody's platform. So big up, man.
No worries. It's nice to have new people on. It is very, very nice to have new people and have their own perspective, especially T, but obviously from a different country. You're the first, I think from overseas guest that's come on. So it's good it's really, really good to have you on.
He's a geezer, Cole, mate. He's a geezer. I like him.
He's a sound lad. He's a sound guy. Big up to Rich Moneymakers. Big up, guys. Just came from the Legend Lee Gunner show, and everyone hit the likes and subscribe. It's free. And yes, I am a Chelsea fan. And with our injuries, I'll be happy with a draw. I think that's what we're all kind of looking at moving forward anyway. Not happy, should have had the win. We need to improve on the attacking squad. I think that was the West Ham game, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it was a West Ham game. Carl Power caught me out on the goalkeepers. Goes to show you I'm not a top gooner. It's not so much as that, mate. It's that everyone gets their maths all completely mixed up. So do I with all this. But our boy in the top right corner, he's got a big show coming up very, very soon. And you're gonna want to go in for this because it's going to be eye watering to say the least when it eventually all does come out. Everything is Arteta's fault. I didn't get I didn't get any winners at Cheltenham. Everything is Arteta's fault. Why I didn't get any winners at Cheltenham? I think that's what you meant to say there. Yeah. Oh, you're honest. You're a Celtics fan, I see. I just see. I saw it. No, bro. I love him already. I love him already.
Oh, nah, dude, you might get upset. I'm not even a Celtics fan. I just like Marcus Smart. I like Jason Tatum, but fan.
You're a Players fan. Okay.
Yeah. I'm a Players guy, man.
All right.
It's unlike football. In the NBA, the players, they move too much. I feel like it's kind of hard to like a local team unless you live there. So
that's understandable. I always still think that if you support a team, you stick them through life or death, through thick and thin, until you draw your last breath. But everyone's got their own. Everyone's got their own point. Arteta will play Payet right back to Madrid. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
We've dropped 10 points this season with Partey playing at right back. 10 points. You stuck them in the original position, and we win our game in hand against Chelsea. Guess what? We're only 2 points behind Liverpool going into the international break. The season can then be salvaged.
Yeah,
Saka returning.
I'm not confident about tomorrow's game against Chelsea, and even though Chelsea are also on a bit of a sticky patch this season, after their 1-0 win over Copenhagen in the Conference League, which took them to the semi-finals, I still think that we might struggle against them. And even though they've got some injuries as well, because Jackson is unavailable, Madueke is unavailable, so they'll have to stick with Palmer, Nkunku, and Neto as their front three against our front three of Martinelli, if he's okay to start, Trossard, and Mikel Moreno, who personally I don't rate as our false striker, because I just think this whole obsession of Mikel Moreno is just a bit ridiculous. I never wanted Moreno at Arsenal, because I asked somebody of who is Mikel Moreno, and that person said to me, he said, well, Mikel Moreno was a Spanish player who was at La Liga for most of his career, but when he came to the Premier League, he played for Newcastle, and he didn't really do that much there when he was at Newcastle. And then after his time in the Premier League was over, he went back to La Liga and he played for Sociedad. And even though La Liga is perhaps the best league to watch, and personally I only watch the highlights of La Liga. I don't really watch the full matches of La Liga. Lee, big up to Lee for saying that fact. Mikel Moreno was Sociedad's third best player in their team, because the two top players in Sociedad's team were Brias Mendes and Zubimendi, and Moreno was third on that list. And what did this manager do? He said, oh, well, I'll just go buy Moreno because his name matches my name, because we look like Spider-Man, because I'm the red and blue Spider-Man, and Moreno is the other Spider-Man, the one wearing the black costume.
A bit of Venom.
Yeah, so the Venom costume. So we are so that's that way. My name and his name are like the Spider-Man copy. So yeah, and ever since Moreno came to Arsenal, he's been dog shit this season. The fact that he gets absolutely cooked in midfield, and the fact that all you top gooners and merch fools say, oh, but Moreno behind the scenes, he and Calafiori bring out all the merch for the fans, because they all want to dress up this obsession with Moreno, on what makes him special at our football club. What makes him special? Nothing. And when Havertz and Jesus got injured, this manager had no choice but to put him as our full striker. And against Leicester, it worked okay, but all the other games, like the Manchester Uniteds, the games other like Bright and all the other games, it didn't work, and people want to cut and people want to say, oh, but this manager hasn't got a striker, so you need to give Moreno time. He's our next Robin van Persie and all this. All you top gooners, you just don't care about the players from the olden days. You care about the players of this generation, and you think that Moreno is going to unlock something and score goals for us to clinch us to a top 4 finish. Well, I got news for you. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I just like Lee. Like Lee does watch a lot of La Liga. Like he even watches the bottom teams. I see on his watch-alongs. In respect to him, I watch a fair bit of La Liga. Like Mikel Moreno, right? Because I'm a Barca fan. I see these guys play against at least 6 times. I watch the Atleti games, the Real Madrid when they play us. So that's 6, sometimes more, right? Mikel Moreno is not a type of player that boost a team. He's more of a bench player, a guy who's going to hustle, defend, and he's not what Arsenal needed. That's my question to Mikel Arteta, because Arsenal needed a guy, because a lot of times when you guys have possession and you guys are playing a low block, you need a guy with a bit more creativity. Obviously, there's not much players like Rodri, but you need like some guy like Rodri who could kind of pace up the game, slow it down, find the cracks, everything like that. Mikel Moreno is not like that. And with a team that already has Declan Rice, I was kind of confused because Declan Rice can do Mikel Moreno's job. So it really doesn't make sense. And that's where I'm questioning Mikel Arteta, because didn't he say that he has like the final say on all the transfers?
Said it in an article and you said it in a press conference.
Yeah,
Jonas, bruv, do you know what, yeah? The very fact that you as a Barcelona fan, as a football fan, can watch this and totally understand and get it. You just get it. The fact that so many Arsenal fans don't understand or comprehend what you just said is worrying for my football club. The fact that a Barca fan, that you know, Arsenal aren't even his second or third or fourth team, you can just watch us and just totally nail it on the head. Yet the vast majority of our fan base would probably listen to what you just said and go, what's he talking about? I'm listening to what you said and going, I know exactly what you're talking about because I agree with it.
Yeah.
That's worrying, man. You're spot on.
We've always said this for a fact, though. European fans have a different sort of mentality and a different sort of level of standard. But when it comes to us English fans, you know, Barcelona, they do generally win something in their season, whether it's a league, a Champions League, or you know, Copa del Rey, or the Spanish Super Cup, or whatever. You got another trophy to win. I can't remember what it was now, but anyway, Jez, welcome back. Hope you're well.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing good.
I just want to address something. This melt, right? Fucking Lee Meadow. You absolute plank. I've asked you straight to your face to give me the facts, right? And I'll tell you right now, Lee Meadows, if you're addressing that comment to me, you've been told to keep your mouth private, grow up, fuck off, fella. I will roast you every day of the week and twice on a Sunday, fella, all right? We know you're an Arteta sexual, yeah? I've asked you politely, give me the facts about, you said Arsenal winning, Arteta wants to win the FA Cup. I put it to you, the facts, he's never got past the fourth round. When was he in the last 5 years has he got to the quarterfinals? You didn't come back, you didn't come back, you didn't come back, then you've come back with bullshit. So don't try and play silly little games with me, you little prick, because at the end of the day, we know who you are. We know what you're about. We know you have a shit show. Nobody watches you, right? Because you're an absolute arsewipe and you talk absolute bollocks. If you want to call me out, fella, you can call me out any day of the fucking week, mate. Swear down. I will roast you all the time because at the end of the day, you're talking absolute arse shit. Right? You have no facts. You couldn't answer me. You're talking fucking shit. Yeah? I'm fed up with people like you who think you know about this club. You give it all the bollocks. You give it all the thing about being a Highbury. Yeah, you never fucking there, mate. You were never there. So don't give it all that one. Right? So that is why I will call each and every single one of you out. Because you give it that, you sit there in your little fucking room and you talk about the bollocks here and the bollocks there. Don't call me out, fella. Because you will have a very bad day out with me. I swear it down. I'll meet you if you want. I'll fucking come and meet you. Right? I'll meet you outside Highbury Stadium. Yeah? I'll meet you outside Arsenal Tube. That's where you'll give it all the big one. Right? Oh, I was there. I've done this. I've done that. Fuck off, fella. You ain't done nothing.
Jez.
So shut the fuck up, mate. Piss off. Yeah? Because you ain't got nothing on me and I can roast you all day long, Lee Meadows. I'm calling you out, right, on your shit little show that you think you're something clever. Yeah, you ain't nothing, fella. All right? Yeah? Come and talk to me, mate. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you at Arsenal Tube. Whenever you want to go there, I'll fucking meet you there. Right? And you'll have a bad fucking time with me. Seriously. Fuck off, you shitty little channel, and piss off and get out. These people here we're talking to right now, yeah, are proper fucking Arsenal. You ain't. Yeah, you might want to come out. Oh, I know this, I know that. Oh, well, that bullshit mate you used to have on your channel, Posh Bertie. Fuck off. Better off back at fucking Rugby Son. Yeah? He's fucked off and left you and Melt. So fuck off. And I can't stand people like you.
Okay, Jez, just quickly, here are three things. First things first, Posh Bertie is also a good friend of mine. He's helped me.
I like Posh.
Bring up this channel as well.
I like him. I'll tell you, why did he walk away, mate? Why did he walk away?
He didn't give me the reason as to why. And to be honest, I don't want to know. I don't want to know the reason why.
He got fed up with the lying bullshit, mate. That's why.
And the third reason, he's backstage right now.
Yeah, he's a top man. Get him on.
Are you done having a go at me now?
Lee?
No, you can let me. Jez,
go on.
I've had nothing but respect to you, and I've never said a bad word to you. And you've just given me a complete roasting for absolutely no reason. So you can take all that.
I asked you a question.
You can shut up a minute. I'm not done. You've never seen this side of me, and this has never come out on YouTube before. Look, the point you said always has been having a pop at me all flipping night on this channel. I've said he needs to grow up. That wasn't to you, my friend. So no, that wasn't to you. What do you want me to say? I've just given you the results of the 5. I haven't finished.
Go on, then.
I'm still going, mate. I'm still going. I gave you what I said. Yeah, the FA Cup results. Yeah, I know they're not brilliant. What do you want me to say? I don't think he's gone outside. I want to throw this cup in the bin. No, I don't think he's done that. I think that's completely out of order. But you're talking about progress. Yeah, I don't think it's been a wonderful season. Of course I don't, mate. Absolutely no. I also want to put a mitigating circumstances in where you're losing players left, right, and centre. Unfortunately, no one wants to hear about that. They want it all right here, right now. Yeah, I get that. I have that. I have that wanting to pick up trophies as much as everyone else does. But what I actually think why I've come on here is the fact you were very rude and you were very out of line talking about my channel.
I was honest.
I don't give a monkey's what you think about my channel. Look, I had you on my channel. Good, well done. What do you want me to do?
Because you're bullshitting.
Right.
You're bullshitting.
Right, good. You've got any more than swear words, Jed?
No, I asked you to give me facts and you didn't answer. You didn't
gave you facts. I told you exactly the results.
No, you didn't.
I did. Look at it. It's right there.
I said to you, and at what time has he progressed past the 5th of the quarterfinals?
Yeah, and I said, look, there's two. What was
You,
it?
no,
I said no.
I quote you.
Three
I
third
quote
rounds
you.
and 2 4.
You said he wants to win the FA Cup.
I
right?
do think he does. Yeah, I do.
So yeah. So excuse me.
Your excuse, yeah, absolutely your excuse, yes.
Right. So at the end of the day, he's gone third, right? Yeah, not in that necessarily that order. He's never got past. He's never got to the quarterfinals. So you telling me he actually wants to win the FA Cup?
Well, if he doesn't want to win the FA Cup, what's he even thinking about then, Jess? Was he there then?
Well, it's quite clearly to me, right? If you don't progress through, he's not taking it seriously. Now, this is the only claim to fame this manager's got with Unai Emery's team. He won the FA Cup, and he has not progressed in 5 years.
You're sounding a bit like someone who's, I want to play on this toy now. That's what you sound like, mate.
No, I'm not. No,
Yeah,
I'm not at all. I've seen this managers of this club progress, year on year, and get to FA Cups in probably 3 to 4 years. He hasn't done it in 5 years. No ambition.
But then you look at league progress, you look at consistency, don't you?
I'm talking about the FA Cup, mate.
Yeah, I hear you. My ears are working, Jess.
So answer me then. Where's the ambition?
Look, I can't keep on going back and forth with you and saying the same thing, can I, mate? In all fairness. Well, I know what you're saying. I understand, Jess. I get what you mean, mate. But I'm looking at maybe a bigger picture than that. I'd love to pick up the FA Cup. Look, I think we've even spoken about some of the best finals that we've ever had.
We're talking about the manager and progression. We're not talking about the past. We're talking about this manager.
You are talking about the past. You're talking about the last 5 years.
It is with this manager.
Yeah, I will say as well, it's worth noting that since Arteta won the FA Cup, the only 2 FA Cup games he's won was against Oxford and Crystal Palace. He lost the rest of them and has never gone past the 4th round.
We know that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a frustrating and damning stat.
Give me a bit of fact here, right? When was the last time Arsenal hadn't progressed past the 4th round in 5 years?
Look, Jess.
Come on, answer me. You got, you're an Arsenal fan. You've been going for 20 odd years, 30 years. Fuck knows how long you've been going. But when was it?
Arsene Wenger only failed to progress past the 3rd round once, and that was against Blackburn.
No.
I find it fascinating.
In 23 years.
Somebody answer, mate.
Jess, I'm not going to answer you, mate. You can go and tell everyone the world. You can tell you about your history, mate. You're absolutely fine. You tell everybody. Go on. I'm listening. Teach me, Jez.
I'm waiting for you to answer me.
This isn't the Jez Collins show, by the way. So
it was after when Bertie Mee left, and it was when Terry Neal came in, mate. We went 5 years progressing. There you go.
Thank you, mate. No, I wasn't around that way. I didn't know. Thank you very much.
Well, you don't know your history, then, do you? You make out you know the history. I
know quite a bit, mate. To be fair, I don't go. I might look at it, but I don't go all the way back to Bertie Mee, unfortunately.
No, well, then you don't know your history, mate. Because if you knew your history, you'd research it, wouldn't you?
Listen to the tone you're taking with me, mate. I thought we were cool.
Well, as an Arsenal fan, you'd read things and learn things and know about things. Right. That's what you do. Is if it's your love, if that's what you want to do, right? You learn and you read and you find things out. Surely.
Do you know what? It's always a learning day, Jez. I agree with you.
Well, that's what I've done. I research Arsenal every day. I learn all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I learn from other people, and I think, oh, fuck me, I didn't know.
You don't have to keep on putting... Sorry, Jez, I don't mean to talk over you. I don't mean it on you. You don't have to keep on putting always his comment up, Cole. You really don't. He won't even. I don't even know his name. He's the one that's had the beef with me. So
I learned from
that's where my
DJB.
angry comes.
DJB, a new guy that I've met last year, right? He's taught me shit I don't know, right? Because he's been going pretty much as long as I have. And I've been going a couple of years longer than him, but he's taught me shit I don't know. At the end of the day, don't sit there and purport and talk to me about this manager has ambition to win the FA Cup. He's no ambition, Lee. No ambition at all.
Am I not allowed in my opinion, Jess? I think I'm allowed.
You're allowed your opinion. Of course, you're allowed your opinion.
I've always been. Yeah. I hadn't guessed, Jess. But this is the funny thing. I've always been so respectful to you, and listen, now you're coming at me.
Look, at the end of the day, look, Lee. At the end of the day, when you talk, when you talk rubbish, and I'm sorry tonight you've been talking rubbish, sir. Right? Then I'll call you out. I will call you out because at the end of the day, yeah, this guy has no ambition in domestic. All right, this year I'll give him credence in the League Cup. In the FA Cup, Lee, let's be fair, he's thrown it in the toilet every single season since he's won it.
Well, look, I can't deny the fact that we went out on a penalty shootout this year. That's a bit harsh going at him on that, isn't it?
That's bollocks. That is bollocks. Come on, man. Come on. That is absolute rubbish.
It's facts. We did go out on penalties. Am I lying?
It's the worst way to go out on penalties, but if we actually played half decent, we wouldn't have gone out.
Jesus Christ almighty. Look at the team he put out against Man United.
We should be winning that.
Absolutely no ambition. The substitutions were abysmal, right? And you're telling me that's showing ambition.
At home to that Manchester United team, to throw my two bob in here, at home to that Manchester United team, we should have been absolutely taking the piss out of them, not going out on penalties. We should be beating that team. We should be beating that team. You know, it was a very frustrating. Do you know what? We had chances to beat that team, but the players that we had out there that missed the chances are the players that Mikel Arteta recruited himself and put faith in, i.e., Kai Havertz. You know, he had one or two very, very, very good chances to put the ball in the back of that net, and he didn't. And you know, Mikel Arteta signed him. It's frustrating. The squad he assembled.
This is the worst Man United team you've seen. Let's be fair. It's the worst Man United team I've seen since 1974 when they got relegated. We should have piped them.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to deny that, Jess. You're right.
Right, he got it wrong. The manager got it wrong again. The substitutions were abysmal. Right. So you can't defend him on this. So you cannot sit there and say he has ambition in the FA Cup.
I can say it. You might not believe me, Jess, and you know I don't know how far along we want to go on this.
Fair enough.
Do you know what I mean?
Give me the facts then. All I ever ask, Lee, is for people to give me facts. If you can give me the facts, then I'll go fair play, mate. Well done. Well done. Fair play.
Well, what more do you want me to say, Jess? What more do you want me to say? I've said my piece, and you know, I as much as I could spout going out to Liverpool and going out by Manchester City and stuff like that. Whatever I'm going to say right now, it's not comprehending anyway. It's not going through, is it? So
one thing
I'm not going to be.
No, all you're doing is come out with excuse. You're not giving fact.
One thing I will. Sorry,
Jess. I can make excuses. You've come up with these. Oh, he's got ambition in the FA Cup. All right, fair enough. Give me the facts. And you're not. Oh, we lost to Man City. We lost to Liverpool. Oh, we lost in a penalty shootout. That's not facts. What you're telling me is he's not having ambition. He's not putting the team out there to do the job.
Look, boys, one thing I will say as well is, Lee, I'm sure you're a nice geezer. I'm sure you've got your valid points. It is and all that, but also what we'll say in this particular scenario is sometimes it ain't just sort of it ain't the most difficult thing to do. Just maybe to just put your hand up and just go, yeah, do you know what? You might be right on this one, Jez. He has. I've been watching the chat. I'm not taking sides. I'm not doing anything. I've been watching the chat, and he's been asking for facts. And I'm not knocking you on this. I'm really not. But what you're saying, it's sort of more opinionated more than it is facts. Jez is asking for facts. Whilst I've got a lot of time and respect, I know Jez. You know, I'm not siding with him. It's no ganging up or anything like that. He's asked sort of for facts, and you haven't sort of given them yet. Like, there's nothing wrong with sort of just going, do you know what? You might be a little bit wrong on this. Do you know what I mean? Just put your hands up going, yeah, all right, maybe I'm a little bit wrong here. I'm siding with Jez, not because I know and or like Jez. I'm siding with Jez is because the facts are that in the last 6 years since he's won. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. He's not asking for sides. Yeah, I'm just saying my thing. The facts are in the last 6 years, Arsenal have not done the business. We haven't got past the fourth round of the FA Cup. The facts are sort of there. And he's thrown a lot of that away, I think, Lee. And you know, I think if you was to sort of maybe sort of take a couple of minutes to sort of sit there and think, you probably reflect on it and go, yeah, do you know what, man? Maybe Arteta actually has sort of thrown these away, because when you look at the stats, not getting past the fourth round after you won it 6 years ago, it's not damn. And I know you say you got Liverpool. You know, we did play Liverpool at home. We should have won. We were all over them in that first half. We ended up losing. We played Manchester City at the Etihad, and we lost 1-0. Nathan Ake scored that goal, but we also didn't put our best team in because we was trying to win the league that year. So we played a reserve team at the Etihad against a very big squad of Manchester City, who eventually done the treble that year. You know, he made the wrong decision there. You know, and there's, of course, you know, this season and other seasons. I think it's probably fair to say that Mikel Arteta just hasn't done the business in the FA Cup, and I think the stats they show it. Do you know what I mean? That's just my two bob in it, boys. Do you know what I mean? I'm not taking any sides. I'm just sort of saying, you know, I think if you were to sort of sit back, maybe Lee, and go, all right, I'll have 5 minutes to have a look at it. Maybe you'd think sort of different, but not going to put any words in anyone's head. Do you know what I mean? That's just my 2 cents on it. Do you know what I mean, boys?
Yeah, I want to say something because
one thing, if I can. Sorry to interrupt, Lee. I'm going to apologise to you. I shouldn't have called your channel out. That was totally wrong with me. That was me being stupid and angry, and I will publicly here, gentlemen, right now, say that was bang out of order of me for saying that. Bang out of order, and I do apologise to you, sir, for saying that. But the thing is, Lee, I think you have to be realistic in the fact that this manager, right, I know you and Arteta are in her, is not taking this club anywhere. I think you have to agree with that. Is we go from second, possibly it would end up fourth. I don't know. Yeah. But can you honestly try and convince me where we are going to progress with this manager? I'd love to know, mate. I'd love to know.
It's a fair comment.
Well, first up, Jez, we've always been cool, mate, and I've got nothing but love for you and your channel. So, look, I had to come in and defend my channel, and you have to understand that.
Of course you did. And I apologise to you. I apologise to you. I was totally wrong. And anybody that's watching this, I was out of order. And I will always be, I am a gentleman. I do get angry, and I do spit feathers at times. I was totally wrong for doing that, and I apologise to you, sir. And everybody in the chat and everybody on the panel. I was wrong.
Thank you. And what you are, Jez, is a very passionate man who wants. I think we've got the same sort of thing. That we want to do well. We want to win the trophies and stuff like that. And yeah, that's absolutely right. And what I was going to say, you kind of brought up, you know, in the conversation, is kind of where I was going to go from my memory. From the Manchester United game, the Liverpool game, I think we went pretty much as strong as we could have done. Yeah, you might say the substitutions and whatnot weren't absolutely spot on, whatever. If I'm thinking back, I do remember the Forest one, and I do remember us, having very much a rotated side. And this was a Forest side, I believe, was in the Championship back then. And yeah, look, there's nothing I can do about it there. But it's like, yeah, in that respect, I can understand someone saying you put it in the bin, right? I get that, absolutely get that. Do I see in the future us developing? Yeah, do you know what? There's been times it's been bizarre. There's been times where I actually thought that the season, the last couple of seasons, certainly, yeah, we've been looking good and we've been playing some good football. But it's come to a point this season where things haven't been brilliant, and I know that. I when you take so many forward options out, and this is where you're going to say, oh, we should have bought forward, but I can't do anything about that. When you're so limited in what you've got, it's been tough, and it has been a bit of a grind from one odd night in Eindhoven where it all went bizarre. What I think, and I kind of wanted to say this earlier on when I was here, is that I think a lot of, maybe if Arsenal wanted to move things over the line, and certainly January, right, when we're all crying out for players and stuff like that. No, I don't know if we're all super privy. I'm certainly not super privy of the facts and figures, because I'll just stand and watch from afar, right? But I kind of think that if they could have done, they would have done if the player was right. What I do want to say, especially with this new fella coming in to replace Edu, it'd be very interesting to see where we are in this summer window. I've seen some journalists talk about a figure of about £300 million, right? And I don't know where that figure's come from. Has it just been plucked from thin air and stuff like that? I don't know. Yeah, I'd certainly want to see us spend a few quid, because I think there'll be a few players going out. I think we can probably easily name about 5 or 6 players that are going to be leaving the club, which again will be desperately need to get reinforcements. Can we all agree on that?
Well, I'm not sure you actually answered my question, but
I think I did, Jez, to be fair, mate. But
I mean, I'm not sure, because I got a bit lost there. But yeah, at the end of the day, the fact is, Lee, respectfully, do you honestly think this manager is going to? Do you honestly think, Lee, this manager is going to win anything with Arsenal?
Yeah, I do.
When?
Oh, I'm on the channel. Let's just go for broke. Let's say it's going to be this. We'll get the Champions League. There you go. Is that the laugh you wanted?
Fair enough. That's your opinion.
There you go. I can't say anything else, can I? Right?
No. If that's your opinion, Lee, I respect you. Personally, I think you're wrong.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But fair play to you, mate. You said it, and I will actually have to sort of sit there and say, okay, well, we'll wait and see. And if you if I ask, look, I'll tell you this right now. I'll do a deal with you. I'll do a deal. Right?
I'm listening.
If Arteta wins the Champions League, I will come on your show publicly.
Yeah.
And I will say to you publicly, you got it right, fella. You got it right.
I'll book you in, Jez. No worries.
Well, better book it in now, then, didn't you?
I'll get it in my diary, mate.
Book it in. I'll be waiting. And that'll be the day. Let's say the day after the Champions League final.
Gotcha.
That Arsenal are in, right, against who God knows who, whatever, and Arsenal win it. Right? Yeah, Arsenal win it. I will come on your channel, and I will say to you, Lee, well fucking done, mate. You got it bang on. Fair play.
There you go. All right, we'll do it.
That's a deal. That is a deal. I promise.
All right, mate.
I promise.
All right.
And
end of the day,
witnesses.
We're smiling at the end of it, right?
No, there's witnesses here. So.
Oh, I see him, mate. I see him.
I won't walk away.
I got some questions for that, because it's not just that you guys are playing Real Madrid, who, like, bro, they are my rivals, but I will credit where credit is due. They've won this competition more than anybody, and they've won it recently. It's not like deep history, like it's in the 1950s or something. They've won it recently many times, right? I think it's going to be a very tough task for Arsenal. I don't see it happening, but if it does happen, that would be crazy to just kiss past Real Madrid alone. I will say this, what's even bigger than that you guys are playing Real Madrid? It's just that Arsenal have not won the Champions League ever, but you guys have had so many better teams that haven't won the Champions League. Like, you guys had so many teams, like probably what?
Yeah.
I think 06, you guys won the league in 03-04, right?
It was 03 though. Yeah, mate. It was 03 where we really ballsed up. And that was against Chelsea, Wayne Bridge.
But Aaron, that's my point where I'm saying if so many actually great Arsenal teams that were actually respected by Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, the Italian teams, if they couldn't do it, it would be a miracle if this team could do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Very hard to disagree with what you just said, mate.
Back in 2000, back in 2000, when it was 2006, we had some sort of confidence going into the Santiago Bernabeu because we actually had ballers in our team.
That's what I'm saying. If you have a Thierry Henry, you can be like, when Thierry gets his chance, he'll take it. But like, if it's Trossard or Havertz or whoever is going to be there, like even Nwairi's a baller, but Nwairi's very, very young. That's a tough task. This is a prime Thierry Henry. So I just question that, man. I can't lie.
Raheem Sterling ain't smashing Guti out the way and then taking on the rest of the Real Madrid team, is he? And then putting it in the bottom left-hand corner. It just ain't happening. I don't even think I've seen him run past someone, let alone the Galacticos.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not fair. He had 2 excellent passes the other night. I'm playing with you.
Well, he had 2 passes.
I'm joking.
Yeah, I was going to say, he had 2 passes. Nicely retracted.
Yeah.
I'm only playing.
Just please don't stick Calafiori at fullback up against Rodrigo. But,
or in the team.
That's game over. That is game over. Lee, there was a question that one of your mortal enemies has thrown at me. And it's actually a trivia question. And Jez is probably going to get this straight off the bat. But anyway, to go together, how many goals did Ted Drake score for Arsenal?
I know this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know this. Gonna let everyone else answer. I'm sure I know it.
I'm not answering it.
Oh wow! Okay.
I'm sure it's the same amount that we've been a club. I'm sure it is the same amount of years and the same amount of goals as we've been a club. I'm sure it's there. If I'm right, I'm sure it is. I was only reading this. I'm sure a week or 2 ago. I'm sure it is. I mean, maybe there's egg on my face and I've gone too soon.
Not as many as Cliff Baston. Let's put it that way.
Right. So Ted Drake. Well, thinking about the right figure as well. So, right. Yeah. Okay. Always congratulations. You done me. I'm out. See you later. Ta-da.
I'm sure. Am I right in saying I'm sure it's 139? Ted Drake, is that right or am I wrong? Have I got mixed up with someone else? I'm sure goal scored. I'm sure it is. Or have I completely belly flopped here?
Less than Cliff Baston. Cliff Baston was 100. Yeah, cool.
I thought, yeah.
Cliff Baston was 178 goals he scored.
Ian Wright beat it.
Ian Wright beat it. He did indeed. Yeah. So Ted Drake, 136.
136.
In 182 appearances. I'll give you another clue as well.
How 3 out? Shit.
He won the league. He won the league in 34-35. How many goals did he score in that season?
I'm pissed. Fuck's sake. Fucking 136. Oh, I didn't even listen to what you said there. I was so
How many goals did Ted Drake score in the season that Arsenal won it would have been the old Division 1 title in 34-35?
49.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
You're very close, but it's 42.
42.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, cheers for AFC always. Nah.
Fuck's sake.
Don't
Kenny,
be-
Kenny,
don't
it's
be-
annoying because like, I almost took it like a quiz, and I was so sure of
Mm.
myself, so sure of us. So someone like a Kenny, and then obviously Jez knew anyway. Like they just really off for fun. Do you know why? Because they're proper Arsenal fans that just know their shit. And oh yeah, I'm just so disappointed. I nearly knew my shit, but you know, I'm a pretender. Damn, fucking 136.
In all seriousness, guys, I'm going to get off. All right, I'm going to get to bed.
Mate,
So
mate, look, hands
we're all
up.
good, Jez. We're all good, mate. We
No,
love you.
I apologise because I was very out of order and rude to you, and that's not normally me. You know that.
I know, mate. That's why I had to come on and just say, "Oi," but nothing but love and respect for you, mate. And again, I'm out. Cheers. Thanks for having me on, Carl. Right?
No worries, mate. No worries. Take it
Later.
easy. Take it easy.
Ta-ra. Bye.
There you go,
Bye.
man.
Take care, man.
I knew someone was going to kick off at round 2. It had to be someone.
Always me.
It's always you, Jez.
Yeah, the one thing I will defend Jez on though, again, and what the point I was trying to politely sort of make says is because it's easy for us, and I've only been doing this for 5 seconds. Jez is Arsenal. Jez is family. Everyone. It's Arsenal through and through. And if you thought it's through and through, it's through and through again. So the amount of idiots that the man must just I'm not saying that Lee's an idiot, but you know, with that challenging his opinion and the amount of shit he must just sort of hear. I can sort of get why sometimes maybe you just have that little bit of a snap, because you know what's dealing with the same thing over and over and over again. But sometimes you do just, you know, have a little bit. So I totally get where Jez is coming from, if I'm being honest with you. And because Jez is asking for facts, that's all you ever ask for. That is just all. Since I've known this man, all he ever does, if it's been in a debate with anyone, he just says, "Okay, just present me with facts, and we'll go from there." And no one ever does, and it must get frustrating.
That's the thing. I mean, you wouldn't believe that show that I shared of yours, Aaron, the other night, and the comments that have come in on my side of that show, they're unbelievable. I've had this guy.
It was the Scottish kid. If it was the Scottish kid, that was one of Carl's.
No, it wasn't.
A different one. No, okay. Yeah. What one was it then? If it was generally one of mine.
This is some fella he's come in and he said, I honestly believe now it's Arteta. He's a troll. He's obviously trying to wind me up.
Yeah.
I haven't responded. And he said, "Oh, I honestly believe now it's Arteta FC, not Arsenal FC." And the second comment was, "Arteta is now bigger than Arsenal Football Club." Now, do you honestly think? Does this idiot think I'm going to respond to him? Because I know he's winding me up, right? And I'm like, nah, come on, mate. I ain't falling you for that. So all I did was reply to him with my emoji thing. Like, yeah, nice one, mate. Yeah, class. You know what I mean? What are these people on, fella? Yeah, I do. I do get wound up. I do, because I will debate and argue and have a conversation with them. But when people, if I ask for just give me the facts, man, give me the facts.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not saying I'm
much.
right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm right all the time. I'm not right. Probably most of the time I'm bloody wrong, right? But at the end of the day, if you want to have a debate, then give me the facts. What winds me up is when people put something in there and they don't fire back with the facts.
They dodge the question. They do everything but I get it. Yes.
On your channel the other night, mate, right? I said to that fella, right, how long have you been supporting Arsenal? He swerved and ducked and dived, and eventually come back. He went 6 years. And I went, well, there you go. Says it all.
Yeah.
I think this is the thing, though. Like, if you're Arteta in, there's not really much facts that you can bring up for being Arteta in. Like, what are you gonna say? Like, even if you count the one trophy he won for Arsenal, right? And let's just give it to him. Even if it's like with another man's squad, he still had to win it, right? Outside of that, what is he giving you? Okay, a title race. You guys are back to being semi-respected as a football club, but like you have to get over the line. This is why like winning is appreciated. Winning, there's a reason why there's only one winner for everything, right? And Arteta's, I'm not even trying to sound mean to Arteta. It's not even my club, but if you're a nearly man, you got to go. And I feel like that Arsenal fans would have had so much respect if he walked in the summer or the year before, because they'll be like, yo, this guy, he took us from being an actual laughing stock to like a little bit less. And then now we can get a proper manager like Inzaghi. I wanted to ask the guy also, like, if Inzaghi was going to come in the door tomorrow, would you take him? I just wanted to see his response, to be honest, but he left.
I think all of us will probably say in unison, it's an absolute heartbeat. Yeah, everyone was saying unison, and it's an absolute heartbeat. We'd take Inzaghi if Arteta was to be binned at the end of the season, then yeah, Inzaghi all day long.
No, but I want to ask an Arteta in person, because some of them don't make sense, because some of them, they actually might like Arteta more than Arsenal. I'm not joking.
Probably a third of this fan base, if not more, are more Arteta fans than what they are of actual fans of the club. So if he gets binned, then they can fuck off with him. Pardon my language, but that's just that's just what we're dealing with on a it's not even on a weekly basis anymore, Yamas. It's on a freaking daily, hourly basis now. We're continuously fighting a losing battle. As I said to Aaron, it's like trying to fight with it's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube and it keeps fighting back.
Yeah.
Gunner for life, mate. We'll have a debate, man. Anytime you like. Come on in now. Let's have a debate. Come on, join in. Come on, mate. Come and have a chat. Come on. Let's have a debate. Let's liven it up a little bit. Come on. Let's see what you got. See what kahunas. Come on then, mate. Gunners for life. Love to. Come on then. Join. Get the links out there, mate. Come on. Join in. Let's see what you got.
Yeah. The thing is as well is sorry,
this
Carl.
is what I mean, Aaron. And this is what I mean, Carl. Right? I get this all the time. I'll have a chat with you. I'll debate with you. And then they bottle it.
One of the things I will say as well is if someone wants to, like, say for argument's sake, you almost get what you give you. So if someone in the chat sort of gives it the absolute Barry McGuigan and then wants to come on, you're going to sort of be met with the same sort of volume that you give. Whereas if you are in the chat and, you say, do you know what, Jez, I don't really agree with you. Do you know what, Aaron? I think you're talking a bit of crap and here's why. And then you want to come on and debate it, and you're not giving it the big one in the chat. Please, do you know what? Albeit, yes, there are 5 people on here. There are 5 people on here. If you come on, I can guarantee anyone in the chat and anyone for future chats, anyone in for whatever, we will actually be, do you know what? We'll be I believe, very accommodating, very understanding. If you want to come on and debate us, I've got full confidence in all 5 people here that we will be more than accommodating. If you're talking crap, we will absolutely put your opinion down and we'll match the same energy. If you come on giving it absolute big un with your chest out, you're going to get drilled into the ground like a fucking tent peg on a wet day. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you come on respectfully, politely, and just say, look, Jez, look, Aaron, look, Carl, Macy, Barca, look, I kind of don't agree with you. And do you know what? Here's why I don't agree with you. And you tell me something, and I think, do you know what? You've got a fucking good point there. I'll go, do you know what? You've got a fucking good point there. I get that. Actually, yeah, do you know what? Yeah, sweet. Or if I say, do you know what? Maybe I don't 100% agree with you, but do you know what, mate? I can kind of get where you're coming from. Maybe we won't agree with the core bit there, bud, but I can sort of see what you mean. We'll debate it like adults. Well, we'll match your energy. In the chat, all we ever see is, Jez, you this, Aaron, you this, Carl, you this, you this. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know. Jez, Jez, of all people on YouTube, and you've got one of the most knowledgeable people on Arsenal YouTube, and you're saying you're a fake fan and all this, and you expect him to meet you with polite energy. What are we doing here? You're baiting one of the most knowledgeable Arsenal YouTube fans that has ever been, will ever be, and is. What are we doing here?
The thing is, Aaron, it's like respectfully to Gunners for life. Yeah, I've got an issue with 30% of what I say. Brilliant. I love that. I love that because you're actually saying, I like what you say, but some of it I disagree with you. Fair play.
It's cool.
I respect you for saying that because obviously you think fair play, like what I'm hearing, but I've got issues. And you can't be better than that.
That's what we asked for, Jez.
Being open and honest. Because the man is saying to me, yeah, I like what I'm hearing from you, but nah, not all of it, Jez. You're talking a bit of bollocks here. Fair play.
Jez.
And I'll think, all right, fair, mate. Fair play. I get that. So let's have a chat about it and let's see if we can agree, because maybe you can educate me and say, well, actually, I'll go, yeah, fair play, mate. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm wrong. I'm open for it because I'm not always right. I would never be the first person to sit here and say, I have the overall commanding thing. I'm always right. No, I'm not. I know that. I get things wrong and I think, fuck me, you're right, fair play, fella.
Jez, you know what? I feel quite comfortable in, I've been in your chat. Well, I've been watching Without Sounding Like a Stalker for a lot longer than I've been in your chat, and I've been in your chat for quite a long time. And I've been fortunate enough over the last 6 or so sort of months to be on. Well, you were on my very first stream as well. You're that kind. You helped me out in my very first one, and many more since. We've spoken offline, online, this and all that. I'm very confident sort of saying you're a reasonable person. That's all you ask for. You don't expect everyone to agree with you 100%. Of course you don't. That's not what any of us want. All we just want is a debate. If you don't disagree, if you disagree with us, if you disagree with Jez, and I'm confident in saying this for his personality from my perspective, I've seen him, people, disagree with him, present him with something and just go, oh yeah, no. I've seen it because we're fully grown adults. I've seen Jez tell people an opinion, and I've seen that person then go, actually, yeah, Jez, you're absolutely right. I've also been on that end. Oh, yeah, actually, Jez, you make a really good point, actually. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. That's debating like an adult. Do you know what I mean? Well, and there's no one's trying to make anyone look a see you next Tuesday on here. We're talking about football. We're talking about Arsenal. We love Arsenal. That's all we want is just out for debate. Please, if you've got an insight, change our bloody minds. I'm open. Pause. You know what I mean? What we doing here? That's all we want, man. So yeah, I'm not sticking up or backing up a Jez. I'm just saying I know the geezer, man. He's a very, very, very respectful geezer. Change his mind by all means.
The thing is, Aaron, your channel, Carl's channel, Macy, Barker Reacts. The reason we do this is to have our opinions and we have our debates. And the fact is that we're all old enough, ugly enough. Well, I am. I'm ugly, but we can have a debate. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And that's what it's about. That's the fun part of it. But when you get people just talking absolute nonsense, then you get like, well, what are you talking about here? You're talking bollocks here now. Yeah. I mean, that's what gets under my skin, and I do get the ump about it. Unfortunately, that's probably from where I was born, where I was born in North London, Islington. You had to stand your corner, right? You weren't growing up in some nice little village out in fuck knows where, right? And
Chipping Norton or something like that.
And I mean, unfortunately, with the way football went for me back in the days, going away and all the nonsense that happened in the 70s, 80s, 90s. You know, you had to be very aware of what you were doing, where you were going, and you did become, how can I put it? You did become a little bit harsh. Yeah, you did. And I don't suffer fools gladly. And the fact my working life was a harsh working life. So I do get upset with people, because that's like sometimes at games when you'd be going to a game and you'd be unknown territory and you'd walk around a corner and there's like 30 whoever, and you're like, oh, what the fuck do we do now? You know, and there's like 20 of us, and you had to stand your corner. You never ran. If you ran, you would be known. Yeah, you'd be known to do that. So you had to stand and either fight your corner or take it. And so, unfortunately, with me, wrongly, right, in debates, yeah, I will stand the corner, right, and I'll stand my corner and I'll fight my corner until somebody can better me. And if somebody can't better me, I'll go for them. That's me. I'm sorry, you know, that's me. It's always been the way I am since I was like 16. Yeah, you know, that top. It's been ever since when I got that fucking brick in the face at Tottenham away, 23rd December, man. I'm never ever going to live that down, ever, and I'll never change. I will never change the day I die. I will die fighting for my football club. That is the way it is. You know, you cut me in half, mate, and it says Arsenal, right? And anybody that comes with me and tries to fucking fight the corner the wrong way with me, you have a bad day out. Simple as that.
But when people as well, like people that think, you know, you didn't just live around the corner from Arsenal, you lived at Arsenal. I mean, for people that don't I mean, we're talking about this gentleman's front door is in films, like about Arsenal, like, you know, like obviously not anymore, but that's how close you've been brought up to Arsenal. When we're saying a stone throw away, I mean, we're not even a stone throw away. I mean, we're just a stone toss away, wouldn't you? You are born and bleed Arsenal. Absolute. And that's why as well, especially when I started doing things, instantaneously, I'd always naturally, it's in my DNA to have natural respect for you anyway. But the more you talk, the more respect you get from someone like me anyway, which is why it pisses me off when I see people just in the chat just thinking, do you know what? That's cool. Debate the geezer. Call him out if you believe he's wrong, but have some substance to it. Do you know what I mean? So when I sort of see and I'm looking there and you're seeing them thinking they're talking absolute bollocks, I can see to get wound up. It pisses me off. I know sitting there thinking, yeah, I'm just getting pissed off now. I'm pissed off because Jez is pissed off because you're not doing it because because you're the big I am. You're doing it because you're fucking proper Arsenal, mate. Do you know what I mean? And all you want to do is just be met with some sort of common sense and conversation or debate. And unfortunately, that's so scarce on this platform, isn't it, Jez? Jesus Christ, it's so scarce. But just a bit of normal common sense. That's all we ask for, people.
It's just when people. Yeah, I mean, it's just when people, you know. What gets me now is it's like you get all these youngsters, and no disrespect to them because they don't know any different, and they give it all the big large one, and like, you know, they give it all the big cob, and I'm like, you don't know, you weren't there, you don't know. I mean, it's like this fucking Ashburton Army crew, mate. You wouldn't last 5 minutes against
the herd.
The herd
back in the day. You'd have run. I've seen them, right? They would run like chickens. They wouldn't last and stand and fight.
Take
like
a brick to the head.
I'm not. Look, I mean, I'm not sitting here making out I'm a big fucking fighter. I'm not. I'm 5'7". I weigh 12 stone. I'm not a fighter, but I had to fight. And I had many good kick-ins. I won't lie to you. I had many good kick-ins, right? Because it was what it was. We got caught out. We got surrounded, and you had to do what you had to do. But the fact is, you stood your corner.
Yeah.
Right?
Fact.
This little lump of mugs that go down the clock in, mate, get out of here.
I'd rather have you stood right next to me in the fight than a 6'12" geezer built like a brick shit house that's going to run away. I can tell you that for a fucking fact, Jez. I'd much rather have you right next to me, mate. 150%.
Also,
that's what it's all about.
It's a lot more, but it's a lot more better officiated as well. So any the slightest of punch up and the cops are on you. Whereas back probably in your day, Jez, the probably police would have been notified. Oh, it's going to be one of these, is it? Okay, let's cordon it off. Let them do their shit, and we'll just sit back and then wait for it all to end up.
We had to stand there. I mean, I did a few streams about my away days and the comedy ones and things like that, but there were some proper bad ones, man. I was at Stoke away, right, and we got up there, right, and we got it all totally wrong. Totally wrong. We tried to steer away from the Gooners, right? Yeah. And they were going down one road and we were going down another. We just didn't want to. We knew what was going to happen. We knew it, right? We knew what was going to happen. And we said, no, come on, let's fuck off from here. Let's go down here. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to Stoke, but where their ground is, it's all back streets. Imagine Coronation Street. Let's have a look. Imagine that. It's all back alleys and all this and all that, yeah? Mm-hmm. We're going down Victoria Road, beg your pardon, right? Big road going down there. There's all these streets coming off here, coming off there. And we knew where the Gooners were going. So we scooted off, right? And we thought, yeah, we'll be all right. And then all of a sudden, out of this, there come a load of Stoke crew, right? And we're like, fucking hell, what are you doing here? And they were like, got us. We were like surrounded. And there was no more, probably 12, 14 of us, right? And we couldn't go anywhere. There was nothing we could do. And it was like, fucking hell, what are we doing here now? And they came over and they were proper nasty, the Stoke lot, right? And I won't lie, they kicked the living shit out of us. Yeah. Proper done us over bad. And we were like all over the place. We never even got to the game. That's how bad it was. 3 of our guys went to hospital. I was smacked in the face. I could hardly see out of my eyes. My eyes were like fucking that swollen up, right? My ribs, I broke 4 ribs, and that Stoke crew moved on, ambushed the Gooners. Apparently, don't remember it. I was hardly even like around. Like I was like, wow, massive kickoff. We stumbled away, literally stumbled away back to our mini bus thing, and we were in a complete mess, and that was probably one of the worst days out at an away game ever. I mean, I was just like in bits, absolutely. I remember somehow. I don't even remember the journey home. I really don't. How we got home. And I remember getting home to Avenel Road, going from the front door. My mum was like in pieces, in a state of me. She carted me off to St. Margaret's Hospital, 4 broken ribs, I had a what do they call it? Split scrotum.
Ouch.
That's gotta hurt, man.
Kicked bollocks so many times. And the actual, I remember the doctor, I was kept in overnight, and the doctor said, I doubt you'll ever have children.
Wow, that's actually crazy, man.
Yeah, they had to stitch up my right scrotum because it was literally hanging out, and that was the worst kicking I've ever had in my life. I've had kickings at Tottenham, I've had kickings at West Ham, the ICF, and all that, but that Stoke one probably, yeah, without question, that was the worst. We had no chance. We had absolutely no chance. We were on our own, 12, 14 of us, and they just came out these side terraces and just kicked the living crap out of us.
Well, I have a question, Jez. Why did they do that? Like, was there a reason?
There's football violence back then, man.
That's wild. This has to be which year was this? Do you remember the year?
That was probably about 19. Well, I can tell you when I got done at Tottenham. That was in 70.
Because when you
that was
Jez, you said the stadium was was it Victoria?
Victoria Street.
Okay, Victoria, because that's their old stadium. I just searched it up because they played in the Britannia or something like that.
Yeah, that's a new stadium. That was a new stadium.
This would have been about 82, 1982, something like that.
Yeah. That's wild, man. I can't lie. That's a crazy story, Jez. I cannot lie. Like, even for me, I was just listening. I cannot believe that.
One of many.
Yeah,
we had loads of them. I could tell you so many stories about the away days. I could tell you loads and loads and loads.
One thing I just quickly will say as well, if you haven't already, and I'm sure you have, Jez has got, mate, he's got a channel, Arsenal History and More. There's, mate, honestly, he's got playlists on it about his away days and that. There's loads of mad stories in there, my man. That's why I like you, man, because you're interested in this shit like that. That's why I was at the car when I was like, get him on. He's a good lad, man.
Yeah, and the thing that Jez said about the best away days, I remember there was one away day that really caught my mind, and that was the 5-1 win over Inter Milan at the San Siro at one point. That was the best away day I've ever seen this football club achieve. So that was the 5-1 win. That was amazing.
Yeah, man, I can't lie. That was a crazy story. I mean, I would love to be on more. I actually have to head out, guys. It was great listening to what you guys got to say and everything. I mean, Aaron, like, is there any way, like, should I like put in the private chat, like just WhatsApp or anything like that? Because I've just been coming on your thing a lot, man.
Yeah, man. If you wanted that, I'll add you and I'll send you a little text.
Hey,
of course, man. You're a cool young lad, man. Absolutely. You're more than
you know
welcome.
what? Before I go, do you know why like I like these type of Arsenal fans? You know why I found Lee Gunner? I always tell you why I found these type of fans interesting is because they have the standards of top clubs, and they ultimately want the best for their club. They want the actual best for their club. The best for your club is not just supporting and being a happy person, because that doesn't make sense, right? Like, imagine being a Tottenham fan and you're just a happy clapper the whole time. The best for your club is being critical, right? And demanding success. What does that mean? Getting signings, sacking the manager, whatever it may be. But hey, man,
Look in the private chat. Look in the private chat.
Okay, all right. I'll do it right. I'm gonna go right now, but I'll do it right now, like while I'm sitting. All right. Thank you guys for having me. Subscribe to Barca Reacts, but also subscribe to Arsenal History and More. I think Aaron Aaron Talks Arsenal. I think I'm not sure. And then what was it Gun Down?
Gun Down, yeah. Gun Down UK, yeah.
Yeah, and big up Macy also, bro. So big up to all y'all.
Big up Barca Reacts.
He's a good lad, he is.
Very good lad, very respectable. That's why I say European. As I say, fans that support European clubs, they're just a different breed. They they know their standards. They know how to be an actual proper fan when it all goes wrong. They'll know it.
Yeah.
They'll show it. They'll show it with their feet. They'll show it with their hands, and they'll show it by throwing a petrol bomb in the manager's car. But anyway,
And do you know what, as well? One of the first things I always notice about people, and it doesn't matter whether you're a 4-year-old kid or a 40-year-old man, manners, politeness, all of that. Yeah, the kid's got it in the boat. I like that. He's a nice lad. I always notice that above anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Good manners
yeah,
cost
big up
absolutely nothing.
Absolutely. It's the cheapest thing that you'll ever have in life that will get you the absolute furthest is just a good, decent bit of manners. Now, name me anything freer. That'll get you further. Yeah, good lad. Yeah, big up. Yeah, go on, sorry, go. I'll let you continue. Sorry to
No,
interrupt,
definitely. Now, look, we're going 3 hours now. I think we're going to wrap this up because it's been a very, very long evening, and I've got to be up early because I'm taking my boy to soft play and then going breakfast for my mum. So, yeah, I've got to be up in the morning very, very early. And yeah, thank you for holding down the fort while I went to get more rum. I was acting like Jack Sparrow.
How old's your little one, mate?
He turns 4 in May.
4.
Turns 4 in May.
Oh, bless him.
I've got the best. I've got the best years. Yeah, you wait till he's a teenager. He's going to be a right prick to me. I could swear.
Big up Gun Down Junior.
Don't worry, I haven't forced him to wear an Arsenal shirt. I'm not going to bother because it's just no point. There's just no point. If he does turn around and say, Daddy, who do you support? And I said, support Arsenal. And he said, I'd like to support them. Do you know what the first thing I'll do? I'll be going up into the loft and goes, there you go. 5 books on Arsenal. Start reading them, start learning your history, and then see if you want to support them or not.
And point him over to Arsenal, the History and More channel. There you go.
Subscribe to the Arsenal History and More. Uncle Jez will teach you a lot of things.
I did that with my grandson when he was 6, and he said, Granddad, he used to sit there and watch a bit. He used to get bored and fuck off, but we used to watch football on the telly, and he said, can I get a shirt like yours? I said, yes, I've got him an Arsenal shirt. And he was like, yeah, this, that, and the other, and whatever. And then, unfortunately, because he lives on the south coast, his other granddad is a Brighton fan. And he's now a Brighton fan. And just before Christmas, just gone, he turned up with his mum. And he knocked on the door, and he had a full Brighton kit on. Full kit. Shirt, shorts, socks. I said, yeah. And he went, what do you think, Granddad? And I shut the door. And he knocked on the door. He said, nope. What? I said, you ain't coming here wearing that crap. And he went, and he honestly thought I was being serious, bless him.
I love him.
He honestly thought I was being serious. And I said, come on, I ain't joking with you. And he went, well, Brighton are better than Arsenal. I said, really? Right. I said, I'll tell you what, sit next to me. Let's have a chat there about that, shall we? And you know what I'm like. You know what I'm like.
Yeah. You told him, Jez. Now listen. Yeah.
Oh,
what if he supports Spurs? He's going back to live with his mum then. Simple as. Yeah. Simple as.
Quite right.
I wouldn't do that. That's just torture. I wouldn't do that to him.
What's worse though, being an Arsenal fan or living with the mum? I don't know. You'll know better than me.
No, I'm not prepared to go down that rabbit
hole. No.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
You might not.
The worst thing is, Aaron.
It's not my.
Thing is,
nearly got you. Yeah, nearly.
The worst thing is, right? My daughter, or my 2 daughters, and my son were all born right opposite Highbury Stadium, right? Highbury Hill, when we had our place there, right? So you'd think my daughter, Jodie, the one's had the car accident last night, all that, I said, you think you know fucking better, wouldn't you? And I said to her, when he turned up with his bloody Brighton shirt on and kit and all that, I said, what are you doing here? And she went, what? I mean, she's not interested in football. And what, I get it. I said, you were born right opposite bloody Highbury Stadium. And you've got your your son wearing a bloody Brighton kit. What are you doing? And
Yeah,
she
what's
went,
going
well,
on?
he likes it because all his school friends are. That's what it is. It's all his school friends support Brighton because they're on the south coast.
What a bunch of little idiots. Isn't it? Yeah.
It's peer pressure. So
Yeah.
the one thing I said to him, bless him, right? I said when we was sat on the sofa and everything, I said, so why do you support Brighton then? And he went, they're a good team. I said, oh well, what have they won recently then? Well, what do you mean? I'm like, no, I'm going to crucify you, sunshine. And he said, well, all my friends support Brighton. I went, yeah, okay, good enough. I'll leave it there.
Bless him.
Leave it there.
Bless him.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. Yeah, someone's in the chat says support Chelsea. There's a very small minority in my family that do support Chelsea, so it wouldn't be the worst case scenario. Although, if he does turn and have a little more respect, he goes, "Who else did your family support?" I said, "Well, 80% of my family was all Arsenal, and the other 20% were West Ham, all from my mum's side of the thing." So it's like if he said he wanted to go support West Ham, I'll be like, "Do you know what? I don't really have a bad word to say about them, to be honest. I don't. I grew up not far from East London, half an hour from East London. I grew up away from, so family is quite local there. So yeah, it wouldn't have been. I would have no issues if he said, "Yeah, Dad, I want to be a West Ham fan." All right, okay, all right. I've got no issues with it. But yeah, anything. Yeah, Spurs, nah. I'll draw it out very, very quickly out of him. But anyway, that's besides the point. My mum's side, our bubble blower has gone down. Oh, big up Darren. Yeah, listen, I've got nothing against West Ham. Nothing against West Ham. Tony, who's been on the channel already, early doors football, really, really good guy. Really, really good guy, and he understands it. Right, we're going to get on out of it, guys. Thank you to Aaron. Thank you to Jez. Thank you to Macy. Thank you to Yomis. Thank you to Rashid. Thank you to Lee from Guna Gathering. I'm sure there's someone else I've missed. I don't know. I've had numerous people on tonight. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. The link to everyone's channels will be down in the description below. I'll probably get it sorted out tomorrow at some point, but make sure you know where they all are. They're all on YouTube. They're doing their bits. Aaron, you're absolutely flying right now with your channel, and I did see your little passionate soliloquy on your channel of how now you're taking it more and more seriously, and yeah, it proves with your sub count. So keep up the good work, sir. You're doing really, really well.
And just on that as well, my missus has come home quite drunk, so I'm gonna get quite happy later as well. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I did have the perfect vibe saying I was on 231 subs with 69 to go. I guess who else is getting a 69? But no, I'm on 232, so I'm 68 away. So
yeah.
So yeah, no, big up, mate. Macy, thank you so much for coming on, mate. It is much appreciated.
Yeah, big up, Cole. I'll always come on the show if you need me to talk about the issues that's going on. And I just came back from my uncle, finishing off Ramadan with my fasting. And I also watched Real Madrid versus Villarreal tonight. And it was Real Madrid came out victorious, even though the second half was a bit poor for them. But first half, they played very well. So that's the kind of game that we have to play against Real Madrid in the Champions League. And I'm not even confident that we can beat them. So as much as every single one of the top Gunners will, with their combined 11s and all of their hopes and praises, I'm sorry, I'm not that confident beating Real Madrid home or away. So yeah, I mean, like as much as poor as they've been this season, I still think they will absolutely destroy us in the Champions League. Like they could absolutely pulverize our play, our left-hand side, because I'm just saying, because I'm not I'm a very optimistic. I speak from I always say that I am like a bit confident, but not that. But I don't want to get overconfident because like every game is hard. So like it is hard, but for me, I think this year another season bites the dust. We have no trophy, and this manager is still at our, and this manager will still be at our football club for as long as he can. And it just makes me sad, bro. I mean, I really miss the olden days more.
Yeah, I think we all do. And that's a mic drop. Right. Jez, thank you so much for coming on again. It seems like you're becoming a regular occurrence now. But
I'm gonna have to stop coming on and disturbing your channel because it's not right. So I apologise for that.
Nah, mate, it is what it is. It is what it is. And to be honest, it's actually given this channel a fair boost as well. So, you know, you're more than welcome to come on at any time. Just hopefully as long as it's not to do with someone getting involved in an argument. So, but yeah, hopefully we get sorted. But thank you for coming on, mate. It's much appreciated. And Aaron, as always,
yeah, man,
top dog, mate. Top dog.
Man, yeah.
And,
I like I said, I thought he had sort of like half hour or such, but you know, by the look of her, she'd been dancing and having a little laugh and all that, and yeah, she's had one more than the two that she said she would do when she stumbled in. So I mean,
you're like a dog on heat. Fuck off. Right, we're getting on out of here. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone that's been watching. So make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when we're going live next. Make sure you sub to Jez. Make sure you sub to Aaron. Follow Macy. Have you got like a Twitter account or TikTok or Instagram or something?
I don't really use social media that much, Carl, because I got rid of my Facebook for apparent reason and my Instagram and Snapchat. So I don't really like use social media that much.
No, okay. Well, you'll probably end up finding on numerous channels. You're probably going to be going on Northside's channel after the Arsenal game anyway. Aaron's buzzed off now. Thank you everyone who's watching. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Tell your friends. Follow us on all our social media platforms. And big up to everyone that has watched us live on Instagram as well. Still to be determined yet, but we might be doing a watch on for the Arsenal-Chelsea game tomorrow. Keep an eye on my X account to see if I'm doing one or not. If not, I will do a match reaction on the channel tomorrow at some point. But for now, we're going to get on out of here. What a fantastic show it's been. Thank you to everyone that has come onto the panel. It's been absolutely amazing. Good night. God bless. Arteta out.
Yeah, Arteta out.
Arteta out.